I do when I'm sitting with a tray in front of the television. But yeah, no, I would say to new people coming in, if you are looking at genuine gemstones, it's got to be Jewellery Maker. I would say look at the bundles, because I think you do some really good bundles. And press the button quick and buy them. You know, don't wait to think about it, because I think that's one of the big things, is if you wait, it's gone. You can always order. And what I usually do is I'll order, and I'll have other things in the back of my mind that I can add to that order to get your postage money's worth. Yeah. And if I don't like it, I can send it back. But I think that is the way to buy.
We here at Jewellery Maker love to hear your feedback. So working in conjunction with FIFO, a global ratings and reviews provider, when you purchase a product from JM, you'll receive an email asking you to rate our service and our products. This helps us to bring you excellent customer service and ensure we're bringing you value for money and high quality goods. Have your say with Jewellery Maker FIFO reviews.
Do you need a helping hand to get started with Jewellery Maker? Are you stuck for ideas and need inspiration? Then visit our Jewellery Maker website, where you can find our video tutorials. Expand your knowledge and skills with these easy-to-follow jewellery making demonstrations. Whether you're a beginner, hobbyist, or business owner, there's always something new to learn. It couldn't be easier. Simply click and learn some new jewellery making techniques.
Good afternoon, jewellery makers. Welcome one and all to partway through the rest of your Monday. Lovely to see you all today, it really is. How good are we all feeling with the sun out? The sun at the weekend, I think, has just put everyone in such a great mood. I hope you got to enjoy a lot of the sun this weekend. If you didn't for any other reason, do not worry. We're going to add a little bit of brightness to your day today because, as per usual here at Jewellery Maker, we've got loads of deals, loads of treats, loads of really, really workable pieces for you. If you are looking for some stands, maybe for you to sell your jewellery on, I've got a new one that I personally haven't seen before for earrings. So that's coming up for you today, and it's under £3. What? That's coming up for you a little bit later on. I've also got some really, really beautiful star buys today. Quite a few, actually. More than we normally would. It's like Star Buy Monday. And we've got loads for you today, including the likes of a very, very special Imperial zircon today coming up for you, and I'm really excited to bring that to you because you know I'm a zircon girl, but this is taking it to other levels. It truly, truly is. I've got so many goodies for you today, I really do, and one of my goodies is a real gem. It's Gemma Crow. Hello, lovely.
Hello.
Where has this tan come from, please?
Just from the garden. Well, I think I got a little bit whilst I was away.
Yeah. So you just topped it up?
Yeah, gardening yesterday. I'm making jewellery in the garden the other day. Yeah.
Love that. Yeah. Jewellery making in the garden?
Yeah.
Is it not hard to, do you not get distracted?
No, it's really peaceful. It's lovely. I've got quite a nice private garden, really.
Lovely.
So, yeah, it's lovely.
Oh, you have obviously been whipping up a storm. These pieces you've made are, every single one of them is just so wearable, so beautiful. Tell us a little bit about the mammoth amount you've made. Well,
it's one of those kits that I couldn't stop. You know, you can't stop working with.
Yeah.
It's just absolutely outstanding kit. I love it. I just couldn't put it down because there's more and more ideas. And I was thinking, I've got to stop somewhere.
Yeah.
And I got loads left. Amazingly, I've got loads left. Just went on and on. You've just done such an incredible look, and you've seen the amount Gem's made. Even if these were to be sold at £5 each, you would be making a mammoth amount back on the kit, because the kit today, this kit, will be under £35, really? Guaranteed. Wow. That's special, isn't it, for the amount you've done? Yeah, because there is such a lot. I mean, I would have thought maybe you split into 2 bundles,
Yeah.
and then it would take it over that price. Yeah, sure.
That's coming up for you in a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. I've got loads for you coming up today. I truly, truly do. I've also got a challenge strand, Gem. I don't know if anyone's told you about this.
Yeah.
Very, very possible challenge. But we might also have something else to throw in there as well. Loads coming up for you today. Should we get started? Enough of me yapping. Let's get started. And I have a feeling that this is going to be something, Gem, you would love. It's just saying to me Gemma Crow for some reason.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Blue lace agate.
Blue lace agate.
It is really serene, very peaceful. It's a lovely purpley blue, so it suits everyone. It's gorgeous.
Do you know what? When you're looking through this, the amount of pinks you're getting in here is absolutely beautiful. Really, really beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your blue lace agate, and yes, this colour, that beautiful serenity, bang on trend, is natural. A natural strand of your stunning African blue lace agate. What I love with blue lace agate is you get that fortification look to these. You get that build up in the makeup of this that gives you that fortification look. Fortification is kind of a style and a look of agate, which essentially means the way in which this is built up within that kind of pocket where it's forming, what you get is lots of different layers forming over time, and they form very much in the shape of whatever the shape of the actual kind of pocket that these are created in. So it almost gives you very much like on trees, you know, if you cut a tree and you can actually see the lines getting smaller and smaller and smaller and going in, but it mimics, doesn't it, the outside of the tree generally. It's not always perfectly round. You can always see where it's grown out from the centre. It's very similar but the opposite direction with these agate. So you get this fortification lining, which basically gives you a snapshot of that historic pocket whereby these formed. And that's exactly what you have here. You can see these elements whereby you have the different components that are kind of built into the makeup of this, and how they guide in and in and in and along, giving you those beautiful fort-like formations. It isn't something we get to see often. Sadly, I've only got 21 of these available now. Very rare gemstone for us to be able to get here at Jewellery Maker, because it's snapped up generally by the Asian market very, very quickly. So a real special treat and deal today. Your price point, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, I did not know we were going to roll down the price on this, ladies and gentlemen. Did not know we were going to. Generally, we wouldn't with the blue lace agate. It's not something we get to see that often. It is tricky to get your hands on. This is absolutely sensational at just £14.95. That is phenomenal. It truly, truly is. I'm going to get the torch out on this, if I may, because you're going to be able to see in real light when you get this where those fortification lines are made up. You get these pinks running through it just because of the way the light disperses in between these. But I just want to show you with the light behind. It's not going to give you the pinks because this is a different kind of unusual coloured light, blue light. But just to give you an idea of that look you get, how exceptional is that? Isn't that beautiful? All of those different textures, all of those different feelings you get within here. That is absolutely beautiful. And weirdly, I'm throwing it out here, but I think I can say the best blue lace agate I've seen. Gem, do you mind popping over here for me and just coming to look at these colours as I hold them up? Because I don't think people are getting them at home.
Oh, yeah. Pink's almost peach at some point.
Yeah.
With the light coming through.
What would you be doing with this to kind of show off those details, that fortification look on those different colours?
Shall I go back over here?
Yeah, go on.
I think to bring out the peaches and the pinks, I might use something like a sunstone. They would look really nice, or a mousse, something really, you know, ethereal to match up. But with feathers, it works because those the banding almost feathers into one another. So it reminds you of all things soft and floaty, doesn't it?
Oh, I like that
so
idea.
I think I would keep it with like your organzas and your feathers and all things that conjure up those same images.
I like that a lot. That's a gorgeous idea. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, 3 of them left. That's because we have had numerous multi-purchases on this. We are now over-allocated, I've just been told, which means we have more available than we have quantity. I'm going to squeeze in one more before the kit with you, if that's okay. And I'm going to do these large Labradorite nuggets. because they are absolutely mammoth. Well done to everyone who got that. Very unusual for me to be able to bring you something like that, so always nice to bring something a bit different. These Labradorite, she says, staring at a mammoth amount of pinks and peaches, are absolutely stunning. If you really like that organic, that natural feeling, that gift from Mother Nature, then this is going to be the one for you. A stunning amount of colour that you've got in there. Can you see different arrays? You're not just getting one pin of colour. Can you see with this? You're getting some lilacs towards the centre there, going up into your pinks, and then you've got loads and loads of golds right in the top corners of these. It's to do with the way in which these are built up, but it's also to do with the way in which these have been shaped for you, so that you're getting that real variation of colour. I have got so many of these with true rainbows within them, kind of true rainbow amounts of colour, really stunning. If I get small patches for you, you'll be able to see that for yourself. That beautiful array of colour that's just kind of spanning into these. It's really, really effortless within the gem. If you want to add something a little bit different to your collection, now's your opportunity. 313 carats, should be. Now, the reason we've got a price point like this is because the quality is obviously epic, but also these are big sizes, big inherent value in individual ones. I am going to take some money off for you. Anyone want £4 back in your pocket? Or would you prefer £14 back in your pocket? Ladies and gentlemen, big price drop on these ones, getting quick. Just £19.95 for them today. They're really big, beautiful pieces, which means that if you are going to be making with these to pass on, you're going to get a beautiful, bold statement look, lots of opportunity for that Labradorescence just shimmer under the surface. But also at that price point, it means you've got £14 back in your pocket to get something really different, to get something really stand out, a lovely staple for your collection. What are you liking about this strand gem?
I love the fact that they're as chunky as they are. I love the polish on them because you can wear them quite casually.
Yeah.
A lot of the Labradorite I have is faceted, which means, unless it's a cabochon, which means you don't necessarily wear it casual. Do you know what I mean?
I know exactly.
So this is a great way of being able to really tone it down almost, but still have all that amazing Labradorescence.
Yeah, to still really get that effect. It is a beautiful strand we have here for you, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to treat yourself to this, what do you have to do? You just ring us, 0800 644 655, or alternatively, you can get in touch on jewellerymaker.com as well if you want to. Get in touch with us, give us a message in today. Why don't you? What have you been doing at the weekend? Have you had anything good on? Are you crafting? Are you going to be doing something exciting today? I want to know, have you been sunning it up? I like that. Have you been sunning it up? Has it been cracking the flags where you are? It definitely has been up north. Really, really has. Do let us know what you've been up to at the weekend. I'd love to hear. Let's make it more difficult. How about 3-word it? Your weekend in 3 words, ladies and gentlemen. Mine would be impromptu pool purchase. I was sat in the sun, I thought, I wish I had a washing up bowl to dunk my feet in just to cool down. And then 15 minutes later it turned up with me back at home with an 8-foot blow-up pool. Just impromptu purchase. So I just sat in this 8-foot pool, which is like the size of my whole garden. Just sunning myself.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. What would your 3-word weekend be, Jem?
Fun, friendship and sunshine.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
That's so
Wonderful
positive.
Weekend.
Just a lovely weekend.
Absolutely wonderful, yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad you had fun. You can tell.
Yeah,
Shows.
Yeah, I can feel it. Yeah, feels great.
Oh, well done to everyone who got their hands on that. Don't forget 60777 if you want to text us in. We would love to hear from you today. Kit time, ladies and gentlemen. Well done everyone who got that. Oh my gosh, that zircon I've got coming up is just phenomenal. It really is. Okay, I'm going to bring your kit for you now. Now this is coming up in 2 sections. The first section I've guaranteed will be under £35, and the second section I'm going to guarantee 3 strands it is. It's going to be under £25. Let's get started with all of these blanks. How unusual to see these. I feel like it's been ages. Yeah. What do you like about our blanks, please?
They're really, I love the fact that these are brushed, so you get all that extra sparkle almost. And they're easier to work with because they've got a little bit more grip when you're working with them. So stamping and everything's easier to do.
Oh, that's good.
And they're really weighty as well.
They feel luxurious, don't they?
And the plating is really solid. It doesn't crack or peel when you hammer or texture it. So it's really very good.
Which is really important, isn't it?
Important,
in particular, if you're stamping and then you don't want it to kind of, you know, shred in your hands, the coating come off. So really beautiful set we've got here for you. You can see we've got 2 different sizes. You're going to be getting 5 of the largest size. Let me give you the sizing on these. You've got a 35 by 19 on the largest, and then you've got 10 of the smaller, so that's 30 by 10 on those ones. These blanks, we describe them as they're metal. As you can hear, very, very sturdy. They're great for stamping messages onto them. You can colour these if you wanted to. You can texture these, and you can use them almost like a setting, like we'll see of gems in a moment. Really beautiful to be able to work with these. Loads you can do with them. Okay, so you've got 15 blanks in total. I've then got a findings pack. Lovely to see a findings pack back in a kit. Feel like it's been a long time. Bringing to you in this findings pack, absolutely masses, including but not limited to a meter's worth of that beautiful chain. Really lovely action on that. One of our most usable chains, I find, because you don't need to use this as an extender. You don't need to add, an extender, because if you don't want to, because you've got so many lengths there. But maybe you've already got loads of chain and you do just want extender chain, well, this could be great for it. Just cutting off 4 or 5 links and attaching that to your back of your necklaces that maybe, you know, don't sit quite right on you at the moment. So a really great one there for you to have. You've also got in this collection the likes of your head pins with the ball detail on the end, and 20 of your featherweight head pins too. You can see much more dainty there, so it'll go through your very high-end gemstones. In there as well, you've also got loads of spacers, crimps, you've got crimp covers, you've got your jump rings, earring findings and clasps as well. So you've got everything in here to finalise your jewellery, really. If you are brand spanking new to this, this is a findings pack. It's your essential, it's the thing that grabs it all together. Bringing for you too some wire in this selection, and a nice array too. One of my favourite wires, 1.5 mil. This is our sturdiest wire in the copper that we do currently. Really great as a base wire, very, very workable indeed. And although it's 1.5, because of the quality of our wire, it's still really malleable. So don't be afraid of that if you've never worked with it before, because it is still lovely to work with. I've also got in here for you 10 metres worth of your 0.8 and 10 metres worth of your 0.4, and that is all in your silver colour. These wires essentially will be great for the likes of your wire working. You can create so much with these. It really is kind of a limitless medium, to be honest, once you add in lots of different components. But it's going from very sturdy to beautiful weaving wires and the bits in between. And now let's get on to the abalone. The strand in this is natural. Totally and absolutely natural abalone strand here, ladies and gentlemen, and it is coming from that stunning location in New Zealand. In New Zealand, there's a location whereby abalone is such a prized possession. You're actually only allowed to dive for it and collect 10 in a day. So very, very limited in many areas of New Zealand, in particular natural quality like this, because don't forget, abalone can be dyed, and often is. This one, though, is not. It's Mother Nature's finest in these gorgeous rectangles with a really nice sizable drill hole to make them super workable with lots of wires. Let's reiterate, shall we? You have got 30 metres worth of your wire. You have got an entire findings pack. You've got 15 blanks ranging in size, 10 of the smaller, 5 of the largest, and they're natural New Zealand abalone. If you want to treat yourself, now's your opportunity, because it should be £43.60. We're going to take this down to a fantastic price. That already is really good, I have to say. Today, though, it's just £24.95. Now, the original price on all of this was just shy of £52. Just shy of £52. That means you've got a better than half price deal from the original prices on this. That is a very, very special opportunity. In particular, as we don't get to see lots of these components. When's the last time you saw blanks in a kit? For me, it's genuinely been months, and I mean really, really months. This is such a great workable collection, in particular to get such a range of variety in your wire. Take you from superstructural all the way down to that beautiful weaving wire, making this an entirety, a very workable kit. And like Jem said, absolutely loads and loads left over. If you want to get your blanks, these are the only blanks we've got in for you today. If you want to get your findings pack, now's your opportunity also. If you want to get your hands on more chain, by the way, I have got some coming up for you a little bit later on, so do make sure you stay in tune for that. What do you think of the price for this kit, please?
I think it's absolutely brilliant price. Like you said, we don't see it very often, so it's worth getting your hands on it whilst you can.
Right.
And in a bundle like that, you're going to pay, you're paying so much less for it than you would if you're buying it all separately. So it's brilliant.
It's a really, really exceptional deal. And how many pieces have you made? 2, 11, 12 is that? I think I've counted.
Yeah.
12.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So already, even if we took it to £2 each to sell them for, which you wouldn't, that is an astonishing deal.
Yeah, it is. It's an amazing deal. Yeah, and even if you maybe say it was 6 pieces, because we got the addition of the other gemstones in just a minute, even for £4 a piece, even if we halved it, and I would say, there's a good 7 pieces just using those components.
Yeah. We have just typed in the code. Basically what happens is my producer will type in the code and we get a printout of how many quantity we've got. But sometimes when you type in the code, your quantity changes. Our quantity has changed, it's gone up. It happens sometimes. And because of that, we've been able to take it even lower for you, £21.95. Essentially, my producers just typed in the code. It said we had 15 more than our printout said, and that means you can get a little bit more of an edge on your price. So £21.95.
It's a phenomenal value.
That's
really
incredible.
Yeah, it really is. We got Father's Day coming up. I mean, I'm going to get some of these to stamp little key rings for the dads.
I like that idea.
And granddads and uncles.
That's a really lovely idea.
Yeah, and if you got, you can use your resin on top of there as well. So you can even put a photograph on there, and then put your dome in resin over the top, and use that as your blank. There's so many things you could do with them as a base.
I love that so much. We've had some messaging. Hello, gorgeous Fleur, saying, good afternoon, lovely ladies. I'm sat in my garden watching the show and looking forward to Gemma's demos. Love this kit. The abalone is stunning. Yeah. Fleur, slightly jealous of you sat in your garden right now. Please get a tan for me if you want to pass that on. Oh no, because we know Fleur doesn't tan, does she? She starts off blue at the beginning of the year and then she's kind of red in the summertime. So, so yeah, stay in the shade, please, lovely lady. Thank you for your text. Do feel free to text us in 60777. Start your text with the word JM Studio. What have you done this weekend? Let us know what you're up to today. Well done, everybody. Loads of you coming in and getting these. I'm really quickly going to do the other part of the kit. And like I said, if you wanted those blanks, the findings, the wire weave, in the second kit, it's purely strands. So you have got the opportunity to get your hands on strands. I did tell you under £25 for these. I'm actually going to tell you they're going to be under 20. Even though you've got genuine, pure, real deal, high-end organics within here. You've got your New Zealand abalone, totally natural, again, a real treat for us there. The amount of colours you're getting off those, that beautiful iridescence, is totally true, real and natural. And what you have with these is a really lovely shape on them. They've got that oval detail and then they're drilled at the longest point. So I think these alongside, maybe, I'm just putting it out there, something like your Russian chrome diopside would work really nicely because of the proportions. You've kind of got the largest to the skinniest in terms of the drill hole, if that makes sense. Not long to wait for those ones. 150 approximately they'll be up for you. An absolute exquisite quality Russian chrome dioxide there for you. Well done all. We've also got in here those really lovely cutesy delicate pearls, which you've got the white pearls in the 7x6mm. Those ones are natural as well, ladies and gentlemen. Very rare for us to be able to bring you a natural colour pearl. It's said that only around about 4% of the market of white pearls, well, of any pearls, are actually natural in colour. So very unusual for us to be able to bring these. But what you get with a natural pearl is more pearlescence. So you get more of that opportunity for pinks and golds and teals to run over the surface. You've most certainly got that there. And then you've got these lovely peacock pearls, which I think are so desirable desirable because they're very much in the same palette of the beautiful abalone. Really exceptional there. So if you want to treat yourself to these black pearls, to the abalone and to the natural white pearls, you can. Should be £25, but I promise you under 20, and I will not let you down. £19.95 would be good, wouldn't it? Technically, under 20. But if I can do £16.95, then I absolutely will do that for you. And we can today. Your Art Nouveau gemstone collection at just £16.95. And look how great it goes with the abalone from the kit that I've just brought you, because the quality of the natural ability is there on each of them. I also like with these how you've almost got those shapes mimicked in the blanks. I think that gives a real nice detail, a real nice story as well. And one thing I would say about these blanks, which are in the previous part of your kit, which is on the bottom of your screen now, is that you're not going to have to overwork with these. It's not like they're completely flat on either side, so they're going to be a bit scratchy. They're lovely and domed. You can see the thickness to these, making them very sturdy as well. Great for your stamping therefore. And like I say, I think the shape really rolls all of this in beautifully together. A kit made up purely of your real deal, genuine organics. Treat yourself to them whilst you can at just £16.95 for this section, and for the entire of the section just £21.95. One thing I will encourage you to do so is check out whilst you can. If you've got it in your basket and you're watching online, you're just saying you're liking it. You're not saying you want it. We've only got 61 of this kit actually, so do come on in, get it whilst you can if you so fancy a little bit of a creative treat. And I have to say, this is a true creative treat, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I loved working with it. It's one of those kits where I was out in the day and I was out and about and I couldn't wait to get home to get back to work on it. Yeah. You know, and I'm making jewellery all the time, but I actually couldn't wait to get back to work, you know. Did
you have an idea set in your mind straight away when you opened it? Or was there so many?
Yes, no, straight away, because abalone is perfect for working with your sheet and with your leathers, because it's almost always a nice flat back. Yeah. So you know, you can set it on, you can even encase it, or it's really easy to work with. So automatically that you know what you're going to start off with, and that's always the most difficult bit, I think, when you have a kit, is the starting it. Yeah. So I knew the bezel set, sort of bracelet, ring, pendant. I knew what I was doing with that straight away. Yeah. And then I love stamping.
And so you've really had fun with stamping with this, you can see, giving those lovely little sentiments within there. I love how elegant that piece looks.
Yeah, I'm really pleased with that.
So stunning.
Really pleased with that suite, because there's the pendant to match and the earrings. And, you know, for a suite of jewellery, you know, at that price as well, it's remarkable,
phenomenal, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think what you've shown here too is that when you see blanks, that doesn't mean stamping only.
No.
There's loads more you can do.
Yeah, and just as basic connectors or components, they look great. You don't have to do anything to them. They just look really lovely, and they bend nicely as well, and hold their shape nicely. So you can, you know, bend them round to make rings like I have, or use them as backings for other things.
Yeah. Gem, I just think you've done such a gorgeous look with this. You really, really have. I like the dad. That's a gorgeous kind of bracelet detail. Yeah, because it's Father's Day, 19th of June.
Not long.
Don't forget cards.
But I think the abalone works well for gents.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I absolutely agree.
It sits nice and flat. It's not fussy, but it's interesting.
Yeah.
So it worked really well.
I love in these two towards the end how you've just gone wire work mad with it as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've really had fun.
I had so much left. I had to then use the wire and use the pearls. I had loads left. I've still got some left. So yeah, I just went a bit mad with it.
What are we going to be looking at today, please, Jen?
So I'm going to work with the blanks. I'm going to show you a few techniques, the bezel set, pendant and bracelet.
Brilliant.
So I'll show you that, and then we'll just see how we go for time.
Fantastic. Yeah. Right, let's jump on in. And don't forget, if you do want the kit, the largest part with the blanks at the bottom of your screen, it came with your findings, all of that wire, and the strand of abalone. And we took that down for a second price drop because we found more quantity to £21.95. Way better than half price on that one for you. So do treat yourself now whilst you can. And all the information of how to purchase is online or at the bottom of your screen. Okay, blanks first off.
Blanks first off. Okay, so a few things with the blanks. They all have got a hole at the top or at one end, And so when I was doing earrings, that's fine, I only needed the one hole. But when I was doing bracelets, I wanted to punch another hole. Now, if you've got a Dremel, you can drill a hole through. And if you've got one of these, even better. This is a hole punch on from the website. In fact, we had a really great deal the other day, so if you manage to get that, you might have it at home already. And these little punches are perfect. So all I'm going to do is punch a hole in the other end of one of these. So you pop your blank into the little mouth of the jaws of the tool there, and then I'm going to hold it in place. And these are lovely because actually the width of them are exactly the same as the width of the tool, so it means I can find the centre really easily.
Easy to line up.
So line it up. I'm just going to punch a little hole in the end. So.
And even though they're really sturdy, that hole punches through them without issue, doesn't it?
Yeah, just turn the handle. You'll feel it give. And then it's punched through. Make sure, every time if you do use your punch, make sure that you get your little piece out, because these are oiled so that they don't sort of seize. But sometimes the oil can hold the little metal offcuts inside, so just make sure that you punch it right through every time.
Okay.
That's really great. Okay, so now I've got a hole at each end, which means I can use these holes to connect into a bracelet. The other thing I want to do before I make this into a bracelet is I'm going to use bangle forming pliers or wire forming pliers. I'm just going to bite down on this just to give it a bit of a curve.
Okay.
If you haven't got one of those, you can gently curve it around a mandrel by tapping it down with a hammer, or if you haven't got anything really jewellery maker tools like that, then if you've got a rolling pin and a chopping board, if you pop your rolling pin on it and roll really vigorously onto a chopping board, it will curl slightly.
That's clever.
So you can do a few cheats like that.
Clever.
Okay, but those, if you get your opportunity to get those forming pliers, then do.
They're good for it.
So I've got a little curve now, and then when I pop that in my wrist, it's going to sit really nicely on my wrist. Okay, so now I'm going to take the 0.8 wire that comes within the bundle. I'm going to take myself off, let's say 30 centimetre length. That's probably a little bit too much, but it's better to have too much than too little. And then I'm going to take one of my abalones. Now, most of the abalones go onto the 0.8 wire, but just go through and get the ones that you definitely know fit. So slide them on, and I usually make two separate pots. So I have a pot that I know will go on, and in the other side of my tray I've got the ones that won't go through.
Okay.
Okay, so I threaded it onto the centre of my 0.8 wire, and I hold it really firmly and push the one wire against the abalone that way and push the other one against it that way. And then continue to pull the wires round. So I'm holding onto it to keep the wires down flat, pull them round, don't let them cross, just allow them to meet. Okay, and keep pulling them round until you've got sort of almost like a bezel set in there. So pull it round again, and then I've got these wires heading off to the side. So what I'm going to do there is I've got it wrapped all the way around the gemstone, and then I'm going to just run my thumb along it to get a nice curve out to the side. Again, this way, so that's fairly symmetrical. So that wire is coming off. You just position this one off to the side symmetrically from sort of the ends, roughly. Okay, now we're going to offer it up to our copper blank, to the centre, and just by eye have a look where those wires meet the drill holes that we've made. Which you can see that you just pop your pliers on to the end. Doesn't matter which pliers you use, any plier that you can just bend your wire with. Just pop a little bend in downwards. Okay, so we do the same on the other side. If I pick this up this time, pop it on, line it up in the centre, and line it up with the hole, that wire with the hole, and just give it a little bend downwards. And then we can thread those two wires through the either end on our blank and push it down. And then we've got that sort of sat there in position. Now if you want to, you can pop a bit of glue under there as well. Now when I did this, I I glued all the abalones in place and then came to wrap the wire, but then I knocked them all off because I was being a bit impatient. I didn't wait long enough for them to set.
Okay.
But then I realised actually you don't even need the glue because the wire holds it.
Okay.
Okay, so now you've got them through like this. So you're going to use these tails of wire to create your connectors. So what you do is pull them really nice and firmly through and lock them into place by pulling them upwards slightly, and that will really keep everything locked in. And then we're going to cut the ends down so that they're about 1 centimetre, like that on either side. And then take around those pliers or your bell making pliers, whichever you've got to hand or that you want to use, and just turn a loop in that 0.8 wire. Now, because it's a 0.8 wire, you don't need to do a wrapped loop. That will hold quite nicely by itself. And we do the same with the other one. Roll it round, form a loop, give it a bit of a squish if you need to, and there's one of your connectors for your bracelet. And I just made 4 of those and then linked them together with a little pearl in between.
Isn't that just beautiful? As per usual, Gemma's just showing us something which looks amazing, but you've just made it look so simple.
Really simple, yeah. And the other thing that it's nice, if you just wanted, because you've got the 1.5mm wire, you could just make a bangle frame and just pop that on the centre instead and just have something really, really simple.
Really simple.
So you don't even need 4.
Thank you so much for showing us that, Gem. I want to talk about stamping now, if I may.
Okay, yeah.
Because I'm going to bring you a stamping kit. Now, stamping into something like metal gives you the look that we can see on the necklace, the ring, the bracelet, for example, which is essentially you have the opportunity to write words.
Yeah.
Or sentiments or sentences. You can, of course, use them to add texture too, can't you? Tell us about our stamping kit, if you will.
I don't know if I've seen it.
Really?
Yeah, because I've got all my bits individually over the years. I don't know if I've seen an actual kit. Oh, wow. That's great, isn't it?
Pretty incredible, that, isn't it?
Block.
Yeah. You've got your metal block, your tin snips in there as well.
Brilliant.
There's loads you get in here. So sturdy. The thing is, as I hold this, makes me think I need to go to the gym. But it also makes me think £2 potion packaging, even on something like this. It's so sturdy and weighty. Now, let me talk you through exactly what we've got here. So you can see these are the stamps themselves. So they're metal stamps, as you can see, and you have your letters kind of depicted on there. Each one has its own little slot, and you can see by looking at the end which letter you have. For example, here, obviously, you can see an N. The typeface of this is really, really, really clean. It's really, really it's almost like an Arial, actually. It's very, very clean, very, very solid, not too quirky and detailed. So, and I would say if you are new, that's going to be great, because sometimes if you kind of angle it slightly or maybe just miss it a bit with the more detailed ones, more intricate ones, it can be a little bit tricky. So you've got all of those letters, as you can see, but you've also got numbers in here as well. Trying to do this from above, Hal. You've also got numbers in there as well. So you've got right at the bottom 0 to 9, and just to let you know, you haven't got the 6 because it's obviously you can use the 9 for it. So you've also got in here the ampersand. You've also got so you can use it obviously as your hand sign, or you can use it for adding texture. You can see in here too, you also get the steel block, which is in this section here. Really nice sturdy steel block you can see in there. It comes in its packaging. That's great for your hammering. You've got the hammer as well, very specifically designed for this medium, very long handle on this, so you can get kind of up close and personal, but you can also use the weight of the hammer to kind of lead the force for you. Another great thing about having a hammer is, I would suggest, depending on your mediums, it's always great to have a different hammer for your different mediums. If you're stamping these, because it's stamping onto a metal, it obviously will texture slightly the hammer, so then you might not want to use it on your wire because that texture will then be added on. So even if you've got a hammer and a block already, always great to have different ones for different uses. And then you've got your tin snips, which slide through lots of those different metal sheets like butter. Really beautiful, easy to use and ergonomically designed. You get all of this in a beautiful case. Your price point today, already a great price, I think.
Oh wow, yeah.
Really?
That is really great, yeah. And you can pay that. You pay more than that just for the letters.
For the letters alone, yeah. Because in fact,
Just
we used to do kind of the selection for less than that, for more than that, sorry, just for the stamps, the letters. Today,
Wow.
£12.95. That's a bit special now, isn't it?
That is, yeah. I mean, you might expect an empty case for that, to be honest.
Yeah, you might.
How useful would that be? I could just put my whole stamping set in my bag and go.
And you're ready to go.
Fishing through all the different drawers today.
Yeah.
You know, for what I needed for the show, and I still forgot something. So, yeah, that's brilliant.
And at £12.95, please don't forget that price only lasts until 8 o'clock, so it's so important that you check it out. And we will talk to you more about your stamping now.
Yeah, should we do some stamping?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Well,
do you want my set, or have you got yours?
I've got some.
You've got yours. Yeah, go ahead then.
I've just got a little set here. It's not the same font. I think I've got the penguin font. Yeah,
yeah.
I have, and the uppercase.
Okay.
But you know, you can get all sorts of fonts, and we do quite a few different ones.
Yeah.
I like this one because, as you said, I can do it straight if I really try hard. But you know, I'm not a measurer. I don't tape things or plan things out too much. So I don't mind if it's a little bit higgledy-piggledy. Yeah. But if you want it really straight, you can use a bit of masking tape. I know. I was thinking about making myself some guides. I think you must be able to make yourself some guides so you can make sure they're all nice and straight. Yeah. All sorts of ways you can find, and I think it's Deborah just shown some really great ways. So if you look Deb up on Facebook, and also who else does our stamping for us?
And lots of people have done it, haven't they? I've seen Claire do it and
so
spellbinding.
You can find ways of doing it straight, but I'm just going for it. So I've done, on one of mine, I've done Pearls of Wisdom. So, because I had lots of pearls, and I thought, yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it? A nice little saying.
Nice tie-in.
So what I do is I get all mine out, so I get the correct letters, and I lay them out in order so that I don't get stuck on the way or lose my momentum. I'm looking for a R.
You need R, S, I'll get you L.
Tap, and S. Yeah. Okay, so then what I do is I look and I think, right, I've got six to stamp here. So what I'll do is I'll do the middle ones first. So with 6 you haven't got a middle, but you've got 2 centre ones. So I'll do those first, because then I know how far the spacing needs to be to fit into the space I've got. So if I take my A and my R, that's my centre ones. So I put my A in first. So find the roughly just after the centre point, just off to one side, because it's not got an odd number. So we're going to do those 2 central. I'm going to hold it firmly down onto my block, and you've got to make sure you have got a steel block underneath. That's really important, so that there's resistance below. And then I'm going to take my hammer and hold in your hammer. This is important. Hammer into the ball of your hand, so that you've got almost like a ball joint, and that allows you to get one clean sweep down. So I'm going to do that now. So I'm holding that steady, and then I'm going to just whack down once, and you should have a nice clean impression.
Really beautiful.
Okay, so there's my A, and then come to the other side and put my E in. And now when you've got a really nice shiny piece of metal, you can actually see the reflection if you just hold it at an angle. Don't know if you can see that from that way. I can't actually see here, but you might be able to see as I put it down. You've sort of got a bit of a reflection.
Yeah, you can.
So you know, if you've got a really nice shiny piece of metal, you can almost see where it needs to go. So I'm just going to pop that one in there. Clean sweep down. Not quite, but there you go. And now E.
If you do want to add this to your basket, 0800 644 655. Don't forget, it's only one poster and packaging, okay? Till midnight. Not on every product, not on every, 500 grams. It's just one off each time.
Every time you watch, I go wrong. Did the other one fine, nobody was watching.
No one's looking. So don't forget, on that kit, it is a great, great, great price, and you've got everything you need there. Even if you've never, ever done any jewellery making before, get your hands on the stamping kit. Get your hands on the kit at the bottom of the screen, and you are well on your way to creating things like this. And don't forget, make a note of today's date and time. You'll be able to watch this back on YouTube whenever you're feeling like it.
So I've gone a little bit too wonky even for my standards there. But you know, you can see if you start in the middle and work outwards, and don't do it in a mirror or in front of a camera, you'll be fine.
You'll be right. You'll be absolutely fine.
Yeah. So that's how you stand, but it really is simple. And if it goes higgledy-piggledy, then just say that's how it's supposed to do. You know.
And you can leave it in that colour, but you can bring the colour out in different ways.
You can leave it in that colour, or you can, if you take some marker pens, permanent markers, and colour in, like I've done on mine, just to pick out that the depth. So you really make sure when you rub your ink over or your pen over, make sure it really wells up in the grooves of those stamps. And they've got really clear definition, so you'll get a really nice deep groove. And then if you just take a piece of cotton wool or tissue paper and wipe it over with some nail varnish remover, it just leaves all the ink inside the well and takes it all off the surface.
Takes it all off.
Yeah.
So our tag says pearl, so I'm going to bring pearls. Now, I'm going to bring a trio of pearls for you. I'm going to bring the maroon first. This is low stock opportunity on this maroon strand of pearl, very rarely seen at all for you, ladies and gentlemen. Gorgeous maroon colour, quite a vintage maroon actually, almost on the bronze edge.
Yeah, definitely. It makes it quite versatile because you can team it with your browns, your smoky quartz, or with your plums and your garnets and things like that. Yeah,
garnets will be gorgeous with this, you're absolutely right. If you want to add this to your collection, now's your opportunity. I've only got 25 left, and they're 5mm to let you know, and you can see beautiful round shapes to these. Your price point today, ladies and gents, is just £5.95 for you. You've got to come in quick to get your hands on these. Don't forget Craft Show Day. It's all about getting really affordable, beautiful pieces so that your profit margins are optimised, and things like this can help you do that at just £5.95 today, ladies and gentlemen. I have got 2 other strands of pearls for you as well, if you want to get your hands on those. Do stay tuned, because I've got to say the other 2 strands I've got coming up for you go beautifully with this, really making it pop, really making it pop. I'm going to do the buttons really quickly for you because I'm about to sell out of the maroon, so do get your hands on the final few. Let's bring the buttons for you now. What an interesting detail they've got to them. They are a little bit higgledy-piggledy, got lots of kind of lumps and bumps all over them, which gives even more opportunity for pearlescence. I've got 2 strands here to do for you. Which ones are we going to do first, did you say? These ones? We're going to do these ones for you first, do apologise. We're going to bring these ones to you first. These ones have they're drilled at kind of the shortest point on these, as you can see, so it gives a rondelle style look to them. And you have a lot of gemstones that are rondelles, and sometimes working a rondelle alongside a rondelle can give you a real nice complete look. It gives a nice flow, because it's not as kind of in and out, if that makes sense. It's got a beautiful movement to it. If you want to add these to your basket, less than 30 of them at just £4.95. Why not add those ones onto your order to get a really beautiful, dainty look? And I've got to say, will go lovely with the kit we've got on at the moment, actually, because of the kind of shapes and the pearls that you're working with in there.
Yeah, they would look lovely in with the kit. They also make really great flowers in that shape because it makes them much more delicate, and you don't see the thread through because of the way they're drilled.
Because of the way they're drilled.
Yeah, they're
like that.
just beautiful.
They're really pretty. If you want them, you do have to be quick because lots of people purchasing up. 5 left now. And then finally, I'm going to bring these ones to you. These ones are going to fly out the door as well. These have got that beautiful texture, that higgledy-piggledy look I was talking about, which gives so many pinks, so many golden hues on there. Perfect for your craft show day because, well, they're beautiful, they're a bit unusual, it's going to make you stand out, but also the price means you're not exactly breaking the bank at just £3.95. And yes, these are the real deal. No, they're not made in a lab. These are genuine fresh water pearls. Loads more coming up for you for your craft show day, including stands and busts that I have not yet seen before. So loads more deals coming up. Once this has gone out, we will be bringing that kit back up for you, so check out as quickly as you can. Right, Jem, I'm back with you for the final kind of 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
What are we looking at?
Right, so shall I quickly show you how to make the necklace with the pearls on at the end?
Would love that, yes please.
Because that's, it's very repetitive, so I can show you how to do one bit and then you can work out the rest from that.
Brilliant.
Okay, so would you like to find me a bit of 0.4?
Yes, of course. How much are you looking at?
Not much, like half a metre or so.
No problem.
You'll need more at home when you're doing the whole piece because I'm just doing a short piece. So you've got the 1.5mm wire, which is absolutely brilliant and holds its structure really well. So you can make really simple neck wires, as I've done in this kit, torque necklaces, things like that. It's perfect.
Okay.
When you're taking it off the reel, just ensure that you hold the reel because it's a very firm wire. Gives you a good handle, so you hold the reel and pull it off and run it through your hands before you start working with it. That'll help you keep that shape in there and get it ready to work with. So for this piece, I'm doing the piece on the end with all this swirly wire work and pearls on. So make your rough size that you want your necklace to be and then add in another sort of 2 inches just to allow room for a clasp.
Perfect.
Okay, so making the clasp with this one, I'm just going to do a very simple hook and loop.
Okay.
So on the end, I'm going to take some JewelleryMakers, or you can use a pen or the end of your pliers if you haven't got these. Pop it onto the end and then roll it round so you get a loop. And then we just tip that loop back on itself, just like that. Okay, so you've got a nice big loop on the end. And then on this end, we're going to make a very simple hook. So to do the hook on this side, take your round nose pliers to the tip of the wire. You can't really go into the tip of your pliers because it's quite a strong wire. So come a little bit further down, maybe a quarter of the way down your pliers, and just turn a very small loop into the circle. So we're coming into the neckline piece, and then come back from the end of that loop about 1.5 centimetres, half an inch. Again, use another mandrel or plier, bell making pliers if you've got them, and just turn that back on itself to make a hook, like a shepherd's crook. Okay, and now you've got your hook and loop. To make it fit on really easily, if you take your flat nose pliers just to where that hook begins and just kink it inwards very slightly, and do the same with the eye on the other end, just push it into the circle slightly, take it at an angle, they will hook into eeach other much easier.
Great
behind the back of your neck.
Wow.
Okay, so there's your base. And now we're going to take the 0.8mm wire and do some very swirly bits and pieces on there. So what I've done is taken a really long length and worked with it from the centre. So for this one, I'm just going to take a short length, but you go with as long a length as you can. Wrap it into this, I'm going to undo this for a minute, wrap it into the centre of your neckline piece. 2 wraps will do to get you started. And then, as you're going around, just pop your thumb on. So we're going to work half this way and half that way, okay? Help you keep it symmetrical and help you judge how much you're doing. Wrap it around twice. Hold your thumb firmly onto the wire and pull it around so you're making like a circle. Don't be worried if it's not too neat. So just like that, just a sort of a spiral there. And then anchor it in with one wrap round and do it again. And don't worry about if it's too big, too small, where it ends up, don't worry. Just keep going, do some one way, some the other way. And you build that up all the way along. And then you can, if you think you've got that's a bit sparse, you can add more in and build it up to be a fuller piece. But you just keep going like that all the way along.
And don't forget, if you want this 0.8, the wire we're working with now, it's on the kit that's on the side of your screen, because sadly all 3 of those strands of pearls sold out, so sorry about that. But you do get the 1.5, the 0.8 and the 0.4 in this kit, as well as all the blanks and the findings and the gems, etc. $21.95, better than half price for you today.
Okay, so at the end we've got just a tail piece missing. It's really easy to hide these because you just spiral the ends in and they look like all part of the design. Spiral it in. Once you've done that and you've really built it up, you'll have quite a full area of all these swirls and squiggles. And then you take some 0.4 wire and anchor it in, just as before with the 1mm wire or the 0.8 wire. anchor it in a few times around, and then wherever you've got a bit of a gap, just take one of your pearls. Now you can use your abalone in this if you want, or you can use the little peacock pearls as well as additional, but I wanted to keep this, I felt this was quite bridal, so I thought I'll keep it with the, you know, your very subtle traditional colours, your pearls and your silvers. So you just literally go around now, adding a pearl wherever you think there's a bit of a gap. And just is a case of you just positioning it all in and build it up however you like. You can do bangles in this way, neckline pieces, tiara bands in this way. That's it.
That is so simple, but it looks so exquisite, so individual. It really does. Loads of people agreeing. Hello, ladies, loving the show. Although my purse is a lot lighter. Gemma, your work is amazing. Love to watch your tutorials.
Thanks very much.
I adore watching them as well because it makes you think, oh, I can actually do that, which is not what you think when you first look at it, is it? Gem, you're a love. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
What are we expecting in the next kit, please?
Oh, colourful thread and chunky, spiky cords.
Chunky, spiky cords. Well,
Yeah,
I can't
bit edgy the
wait.
next
Bit
time.
edgy. We like that. We'll be back with Gem very, very shortly, but right here, right now, how do you feel about getting your hands on one of the rarest gemstones in the world? As a star, bye. I am really, really lucky to have this job, and a lot of you will agree. When I came into this job, I came into this job as a complete and absolute fluke. I came for I kept calling it an interview. Everyone kept telling me it's an audition, not an interview. I came into the interview, first time doing anything like it, and I came in to do it as a little bit of a joke, because one of my friends who's kind of in this business, in this trade, said, oh, I had an audition and I used to talk back, and I saw on kind of this job that you used to talk back. So I came purely as a bit of a laugh, bit of a joke, to try out this thing that my friend said was just weird. It's like you've got voices in your head and then people speak to you and you have to talk at the same time. So I came to do the interview as a little bit of a joke, to be honest, just to kind of try out a talkback, just to try something new. I never ever expected to 2.5 years later to be able to be sat here with a true love and passion for very, very unusual, very, very scarce gemstones that I wouldn't have known of 3-4 years ago. This is a gemstone which for me has always been prevalent. It's a gemstone which for me, bringing it to you for the first time was over the moon that I had the opportunity to do so. And every single day feels like the first time for me. Every single day that I bring you a gem like this one, it feels like it's not happened before. And I think that's because it's getting rarer, it's getting more noticed, and our quality is genuinely going through the roof. 2.5 years ago when I was bringing you Russian chrome diopside, I was bringing it to you in very, very dark forms. I was bringing it to you with sometimes extinction points in there, and I was bringing it to you a lot of the time with very slight aspects of clarity. Right here, right now, I'm about to bring you one of the best quality strands I have ever, hands down, brought to you. This is your absolutely shiny example Russian chrome diopside. Take a look at that brightness. Take a look at that vivid, vivacious green. The way that this sparkles and shines is absolutely unrivaled. 2 years ago, bringing you Russian chrome diopside was always very, very special indeed, but you did get lots of very, very dark points. Points where, in fact, I would show it to you and it would almost look very dark bottle green, very, very dark. This is a million miles away from that. This is that true Killimalite chrome diopside style. This gemstone coming from that location in the world, which at the moment is kind of in dire straits. We're still not entirely sure whether or not it's going to be open in 2016, that mine. And I've got to say, it's such a shame if it doesn't open up again, because our quality that we've got through at the moment from last year's finds are absolutely stunning, with this vibrancy, with that vivacious look and appeal, totally natural, natural form of this. It glows, it emits this light which is just so individual and unique. I am absolutely over the moon to bring this to you collectors, and I think if you own Russian diopside, then you've got something very special. But I think if you own quality like this, you're saying you're a true collector. You won't stand for anything less than the best, and now is your opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, genuine Russian chrome diopside here today at an astonishing deal. It really is. This is still rumoured to not be opening its mines this year. We heard the rumours way back when, kind of December time. It's still, the rumours are still going wild. We're still not entirely sure if this is going to be mined this year. And yet, I'm still going to roll that price down. For epic quality, unrivaled for me, for any that I've had of late or in the last few years. And yet we've still been able to drop the price. This is £24.95. That is absolutely astonishing. For the amount of that vivacious green you've got in here, it's absolutely sensational. It's not dark, it's not misty, it's not got extinction points, which essentially you can get a lot in chrome diopside. Essentially, an extinction point is when you move it and you get these black spots almost appearing where the light it essentially leaks out of it in a sense. You can get that a lot in Russian chrome diopside. It happens so often, but not with this strand at all. I can genuinely tell you I am seeing 0 extinction points on this whatsoever. I've now got 27 of these. My lucky number, but unlucky for many of you. I started off with a much better quantity than that, but so many of you have come in already and purchased it. You were happy at purchasing this at the £30 mark. Little did you know we were going to take that money off. I can honestly say, hand on heart, that if I brought this to you at £65, I would have still been bringing it to you with as much passion, with as much love, because genuinely this is quality. And at £65.95, I would have genuinely still have been here with a big smile on my face congratulating you all. The fact of the matter is that it's actually only £24.95 today. Should we be changing the margins on our Russian chrome diopside, considering it is so rare, considering it is going up in the market? Possibly. A lot of people would say actually it probably doesn't make much great business sense to be keeping the margins the same as they were 2 years ago, whereby in 2015 it was the worst yields ever. This, ladies and gentlemen, obviously can never use the word investment, and I wouldn't, but for me, Russian chrome diopside is one of those gemstones that I in essence am investing into, because when I'm seeing great strands like this, I'm ordering them in advance, or if I'm seeing it set into jewellery, I'm purchasing the very, very high quality. And I tell you what, this is one that's appearing more and more and more into my collection. Up on my Facebook page, I've done an inspiration station at the moment, and it's essentially a picture, kind of all of these vines that I've put up. And this is really, really stunning quality that I think will go with that, because it's very much those colours, very much those hues and tones and vibrancy of the colours we're seeing outside at the moment, of all of the new blooms and all of those trees really coming into their fullest. And this is that. It's almost like being in a woodland and seeing light shining through a canopy. It's just a lovely look. Hello, Susan, you lovely lady. I got my strand of Russian diopside this morning. It is beautiful. Oh, Susan, I'm absolutely chuffed that you're treating yourself to pieces like this. I really am, because quality Russian chrome diopside varies. And I would say to you, just as a little word to the wise really, I would say to you, always look exactly what you're getting with the Russian chrome diopside, because 2015 was the worst yields ever. I mean, it was the worst amount they'd ever taken out of the ground, the smallest amount in its history. And because of that, there's more and more poor quality Russian chrome diopside coming onto the market, because essentially, you know, things that maybe a few years ago when it was more abundant, people were going, no one's going to buy that, you know, discard it, is being sold on now more. So please, when you're looking at a Russian chrome diopside, do keep your eyes peeled, as it were, for lack of extinction points like this, and beautiful vibrancy of glow just like this. That's the type of things you're looking for. Don't go for the mucky. Don't go for the really, really kind of heavily included. I mean, do if you just want the name and you just want the status, but if you want something of great quality, now's your opportunity. I'm officially over allocated, 4 left, 14 in baskets apparently, so so please be quick. I'm going to head on over to the break now, if that's all right with you. After the break, I've got loads more coming up. I've got those stands that I personally have not seen before. I've got loads more inspiration from the gorgeous Gem Crow, and I've got another one of my absolute favourites, one I've only actually been able to bring you maybe twice before, coming up after the break. Imperial zircon. See you on the other side of this.
Get creating stunning designs in no time at all with this brilliant Introduction to Kumihimo DVD with guest designer Sarah Elvin. These easy to follow steps on this DVD will make you feel like you have your own personal tutor and will show you the best techniques to get you started with this amazing medium. To get your hands on a copy of this fantastic DVD, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Get creative with Jewellery Maker.
If for any reason you're not satisfied with your purchase, you have the benefit of our no-quibble 30-day money-back guarantee. Just complete the returns form enclosed with your goods and send them back for a full refund. Did you know when you book on a Jewellery Maker workshop, you are given exclusive access to our Jewellery Maker shop? You can browse through special items and offers, be privy to selected discounts and deals that you can't get at any other time. Shop whilst you learn and grab yourself some amazing offers. For more information on workshops and available dates, contact our call centre. Tanzanite is truly spectacular. This precious gemstone is only found in one location in the world, Tanzania, Africa. Claimed to be 1,000 times rarer than diamonds, Tanzanite is the blue variety of zoisite. Tanzanite is extremely popular due to its trichroic nature, which means that 3 different colours can be seen when looking at the gem from different angles. In Tanzanite's case, these colours are blue, pinkish violet and yellow.
Welcome one and all to Jewellery Maker. Hello, welcome to the rest of your Monday. Absolutely lovely to see you today. I don't know why, but it seems whenever we come back from a break, I always get a really itchy nose. I wonder if that's some sort of sign. Excitement sign. It's lovely to be with you today. My name is Rebecca Reddicombe, but you can call me Becky, and I am joined today by a guest designer who's already blown us away with loads of inspiration, and yet she's still got more, and loads more. You've run out of space there. I'm joined today by the wonderful Gemma Crow.
Hello.
Hello, sunny lady.
Hello.
You're looking absolutely beautiful with that tan. It really suits you.
Thank you. It just makes you feel better, doesn't it?
Yeah, it
You've
does.
got a bit of colour.
It does. And vitamin D, good for you as well, isn't it? Happy hormone. Speaking of sparkle and sun and brightness,
Is that zircon?
Imperial zircon.
It's beautiful. It's like diamonds, isn't it?
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
What is it about this strand that makes you think diamonds, please?
Just the sparkle and that silver tone in that particular zircon can sometimes be a bit yellowy, can it? But I don't know. I've never seen Imperial zircon.
Imperial zircon is known for its cleanness.
Yeah.
It's known for that idyllic kind of diamond colour, really.
It's beautiful.
It's exceptional, isn't it? Ladies and gentlemen, this is a beautiful gem, because what you have with it really is status. You have the name, and also you have kind of the history, of course. Most ancient gemstone in the world, if you've never heard of zircon. Don't think for a second, please, that it's a man-made. It's not cubic zirconia. It is the real deal gem. Now, Imperial topaz gives you something very, very different to any other zircon, and that is its opportunity to essentially be two gems in one. What you get with this is two very subdued but very clear, if that makes sense, changes in colour. This gemstone will give you different hues, different appeals, different back palettes in different lights. You're looking at this now in your fluorescent lights, your faux lights, as it were. And what you get with a look of this gem under these lights is a very vintage, I would say, hue in the background. Let me show you on my hand. It might be easier to see it rather than against the black. What you get with it in this kind of light is almost a silvery pink hue. Very, very, very gentle, very, very delicate. But can you see how it almost looks silver? Don't forget, that's not a coating, that's due to the light source on this. When you see this gemstone in more of your incandescent light, it becomes more lively, it becomes more bright, it gives more vibrance in that incandescent light. So this means really it's like you're getting two gems for one. Wear this in work and it's going to give you one different look. Wear this out in the day, wear this out to dinner in a nice restaurant, it's going to give you a different look. It is absolutely exceptional quality. To get the name Imperial zircon, you essentially should be, not always the case, but should be natural, and it will have that opportunity and the capability to very subtly change hues in the different light kind of circumstances, let's say, different light situations. If you want to get your hands on a true collector's item, now's your opportunity, because when's the last time you saw Imperial zircon? Imperial topaz, yes, okay, but non-Imperial zircon. Extremely unusual, just from that one country in the world. Your price point today, I think, is exceptional. Bear in mind for me the amount of this you're getting. Bear in mind that amount of light it gives back to your eye, and think about those different colours you're going to be able to see very subtly in the back palette of these. At that price point, this is the connoisseur's choice time and time and time again. But, as my producer Toby just put it, we ain't staying there. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to give you a treat of a price. Should be £40. Imperial zircon, ladies and gentlemen, at just £24.95. That is £15 back in your pocket. What a gemstone at that price. Don't forget, 30-day money-back guarantee still applies. Only £2.95 postage and packaging till midnight on one thing or 101 things you buy. That price is a try-it-out price, isn't it? It's a get your hands on Imperial zircon, try it out. See it in these fluorescent lights and see those back palettes of your blush pink, almost a vintage pink. Get it out into your daylight and see that brightness, see that life almost come for this gem in your incandescent light. That is a real treat and a treasure of a price point, it truly is. And what I will say is, to get the name Imperial Topaz, if you want to get your authenticity, I'd encourage you to do so. Call the call centre, they'll be able to talk to you more about it, and you can add it to your order online as well if you want to, because I think when it states Imperial Topaz, you are going to be seeing a different price point. Do your own research, you know, if you want to type in online zircon pieces and then Imperial zircon, you will see a difference in the price points, generally done per carat. You will see a difference in that greatly. It will alter and it will change. If you do want to treat yourself, now is your opportunity. It's 0800 644 655. Press option 1 if you want to add this to your order, and talk to the call centre. And don't worry, if you're one of those people a bit like me who hates talking to robots because you feel a bit awkward, you know, when you get put on hold, that really annoys me. When you get put on hold and it's kind of the robot going, your call is important to us, and things like that. But but it interrupts the music, so you're like, oh, I'm on here, I'm going to speak to a person, and then it's not. It really annoys me. But you are 7th in the queue. Oh man, I just wish they wouldn't tell me. Anyway, you get to speak to a real deal person, so none of this Imperial zircon. You don't have to do any of that. You'll get straight through to a real human being, so they'll be able to help you out. Cough twice for Imperial zircon. None of that. So do feel free to give us a call, and don't forget, free phone number. 10 in baskets. Not a huge quantity of these ones because it wasn't. Only 30 left now, I've been told, actually. Not a huge quantity on these. It is an extremely rare gem. Speaking of a rare gem, do you want to buy one now? What would you be doing with these gems to show off that beauty?
Oh, I think I might keep them all together. You know, when you twisted them round, I thought that looked really nice. Maybe if you sort of had that less exaggerated and sort of allowed the little space in between the twists. Do you know what I mean? So you get sort of a scallop look.
I know what you mean.
I think that would look nice, maybe with some of that black spinel that we had earlier in there. Something equally as sparkly.
Yes.
But I would be tempted just to wear it as is, because imagine just a very simple, that's simply on your neckline. It's going to really be quite dazzly, isn't it? And really complement your skin as well. Definitely,
because of that colouring of it. And it's really, it illuminates. It does illuminate. It's just, oh, it's such a glamorous look, isn't it? It looks like you're wearing 50 carats worth of diamonds, doesn't it, really? $24.95, not the price of diamonds, but similar to the look. Well done, everyone. Love that strand. Okay, it is our craft show day today, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of you may well sell your jewellery or be thinking about selling your jewellery, and craft show day is all about that. Can I ask you, Jen, with craft fairs, things like stands, are they important, and if so, why?
Oh yeah, very important. When I was studying, I studied design display. So it was, I wanted to be an interior designer, or wanted to do windows.
Window dresser,
so display, you know, the way your eye moves around something will sort of determine whether somebody's likely to linger and keep looking, or whether they're just going to walk by and not notice. So display is really, really important.
And with this display, it's an earring display, and I've never brought this to you before. The height of it seems to strike me straight away. Is that good for table displays?
Yeah, you need varying heights. I mean, you can have something low down, but you've got to have it. You've got to have some tall things too, so you want to take people's eyes around. So having something upright like that. The other thing about that is a white background as well, so it means whatever you put against it, you're going to be able to see really clearly.
Yeah.
Well, if it's not pearls, for example, if it's not white, you know, you may want to change it and have something darker to show off. But you need contrast.
You need that contrast to be able to look at it. What I have here for you, like I say, is your earring bust, and I'll really simply show you around it. Someone's just handed me a pink opal. That's coming up in a bit. I'll show you it in a moment. This is your earring bust, and as you can see, it's your acrylic, and it's in your white. You see all these entrance holes within there. Those are what the bars say for your earrings will go through. And the great thing with these, because of the design of it, you can have butterfly backs, or you can also have your shepherd hooks on these as well if you wanted to. They're going to lay really, really nicely. You can see that you've got the slight angle to these. Now the great thing with that angle is it's going to really, really show off those gems. It means that the light's going to be able to hit them from different proportions, and it's going to kind of move through them. But it also means if it was to be sat up like this, in particular shepherd's hook, they'd have the opportunity to kind of slip forward, to kind of droop forward, maybe look a little bit unsecure. With these, because of that tilt though, you've got that beautiful look and that beautiful slant detail to them. Flush finish. It is your acrylic as well, so you can see really lovely shine to the surface on these, which is going to be wonderful to grab the attention. I mean, imagine kind of a spotlight on this. That's grabbing some of the reflection of one of the lights. Draws your eye in even more, doesn't it? Because of that highly reflective surface. So you can use that to your advantage to almost highlight these pieces. Another thing that these are going to be great for is your photographs. Not all of us might sell at a craft fair or a craft show, but you may sell online. Taking photographs on white backgrounds like this is nearly always going to be a benefit. Even if you go on our website, you'll see the vast majority of our products will be photographed on a white background, because it really does show off those colours. I mean, you know, if I show you it with the likes of this pink opal, which I've just had it handed, brand new, totally natural, you know, doesn't that just make them pop more than it may well on say other colours? It gives a different appearance, it gives a different look. For example, with the likes of your black Spinel, you know, the amount of sparkle that you're getting coming off that because of that black detail, because of that juxtaposition, it's going to look beautiful. Just imagine one or two of these, a little drop from a really simple stud pair of earrings. It's going to really catch the attention. It's super duper sturdy, super duper durable, and today a super duper bargain. £1.95 to get your hands on your professional looking, easily organised acrylic stud earring display. That is a sensational deal, a really wonderful price. In particular, you might not sell your jewellery, you might not make to sell, you might not make to photograph your jewellery, but imagine this just on your bedside table. With all of your earrings, they're ready and raring to go. You don't have to do that bit where you open up your jewellery box and your earrings have somehow, in the night, become intertwangled with all of your necklaces and all of your chain, and you pick up an earring and just one earring, there's this whole kind of melee of all of these other products come out of the box. You're not going to have that issue with these. All of those very special jewellery pieces kept nicely in one place. If you want to add this to your order, it's only £1.95. I mean, that's the type of money you'd probably find down the back of your sofa if you looked hard enough. So do treat yourself to this. A great little purchase for you today at £1.95. Well done, everyone. We mentioned pearls earlier on, and I'm going to bring you some lavender pearls. Really bang on trend this colour is at the moment. Oh, really, really gentle, really almost vintage look to these ones. Genuine pearls, so they're created by a mollusk, not in a lab, and these are in your lavender hue. What do you think of these ones, Jen?
They're really pretty. It's such a subtle colour, isn't it? Really sort of wisteria, very watercolour.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
gorgeous.
I do.
Absolutely gorgeous.
It's really delicate, and I get what you mean, like a watercolour wash, isn't it? Really very beautiful indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, these are coming in on your screen now, and these ones are your Baroque pearls, so that describes the shape of these. Essentially what you can see with them is how these are created in that mollusk. They are 7 by 6 mil with these ones, ladies and gents. When you think of these colours, it makes me think of bluebells, it makes me think of really gentle, almost, what are those? Oh, forget-me-nots. How strange, I almost forgot that. Almost, they always remind me of forget-me-not, kind of, that kind of aspect, that very cool, very delicate floral hue that we have coming into our gardens at the moment. If you want to add this to your collection, because I don't think we get to see many things like this, you can do so right here, right now, ladies and gentlemen. At just £6.95 today, they're really going to go off a storm. Make them pop, make them bounce, pop them with the likes of this pink opal. This is literally just flown into us now. Coming up soon, within the hour, I'm going to guarantee these for you. Look how pretty that is. That is dainty, that is delicate. Imagine that for your bridesmaids. That's just an idyllic hue. It really is absolutely idyllic together. I've also got coming up for you, which is also new, golden aluminium chain. Brand new, never seen before. Oh, this is like bag chain.
I need that.
Pourquoi?
Because it's that flat curve, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's so versatile in so many designs and clothing and embellishing, upcycling. and there's just hundreds of designs out there that I'm waiting for flat curb so that I can do. So,
you're in on this.
So I need those, please.
Toby says he hasn't decided when he'll have it on yet, but he'll make sure you're definitely still here.
Thank you.
So any time before the end. Oh, hang on, that doesn't work, does it?
Yeah, no, that doesn't work, Toby.
We'll be treating you to that within the next 2.5 hours, definitely. Might be 10 minutes, might not be. $6.95 on these ones. Hello to everyone coming in and getting your hands on these. Got a lovely show for you today, joined by my entire team. Hello, Michael, how are you?
Fine, thanks.
How was your weekend?
Yeah, it's good.
3-word it for me.
Stag, beer, and uh-oh.
Stag, beer, uh-oh. Ooh, that sounds really good. I thought you seemed quite placid today. Is that why? It is indeed. Michael's had a very fun weekend then. Oh, bless. I'm also joined by my producer and my director. Hello, Toby and lovely Ben. How are you doing today, boys? They say it like this, we are good. They're letting themselves into the week very gently, very slowly. It's lovely to see you all today, it really is. Do feel free to message us in 60777. Have you been gardening? What have you been up to over the weekend? Have you been making any strange purchases like me and my blow-up pool? Oh no, yeah, I just randomly bought a pool. I was just going to go for a paddling pool, but then I ended up getting an 8-foot one. It was on offer, and I loved me a bargain. So, did that. Loads of you. Can you swim in it? No, you can't swim in it. No, it's only 8 foot. It'd be like, you could lie down in it and maybe put half a hand out, but that's it. No, it's not that huge. It's not mammoth. Do feel free to treat yourself to these ones today. A great opportunity. How do you feel about some lavender amethyst now? Sticking in the same colour palette, in the same colour range, but a whole different kettle of cod. Because look at these. Gemma's eyes have just grown like a kid in a sweetie shop. These are really individual, aren't they?
Yeah, they're gorgeous. They're great just to have placed around your other jewellery or, you know, just in your house as decoration, but for jewellery they're fantastic. You do really, you know, bold weaves, wire weaving, your metals, your leathers, and you just can keep everything really chunky around it, which is great.
I like that idea a lot. Look at how mammoth these are. Lavender amethyst with areas of golden hues in them. Should I get my torch out? Oh, spotlight on these. Look at how individual each one is. Huge, aren't they? Oh, I love these ones. So great for your craft show. If you wanted to make something like this, you kind of stand out. But also as something just to have to kind of decorate your stand almost.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. They look great just, you know, dotted around. It's nice to show sort of a rougher version of a gemstone. If you've got like a highly polished version or a round version, it's nice to show it, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. To have those on your stall for people to be able to kind of see where your gems come from, where to be able to almost hold on to something, to connect with something. I think these things like this can be really useful for. Very beautiful, very high detail on these. As you can tell, totally natural on these ones. Amethyst, in its raw state, in its raw form as Mother Nature intended. Today your price, 550 carats for £6.95. That's incredible.
That is incredible, yeah. And just you showing it there with the light shining through it, wouldn't it be nice to make a light feature, sort of a, you know, a feature light, you know, a lamp or something like that?
Adore that idea.
Even just for your photography, it'd be great. Just stack them up maybe with some fairy lights in a jar or something. I don't know, there must be a way of letting that glow come through.
Glow coming through. Well, you can get like LED lights that you place under the likes of vases, can't you? Something like that to light these up would be beautiful. Gorgeous. And you could actually use them as a base of a vase in the sense of covering these with water because they are natural. You don't have to worry about dye coming out or anything else like that. So you could do something like that with them. Oh, I really like that idea. Loads of you texting in today. Oh, VIP. 079 Jagode. Hello to Sherry, saying, we took my 7-month-old son to an aquarium. He was fascinated by all the fish. It was amazing to watch. His face lit up. Sherry, I love things like that. That's proper memories, isn't it, that you're making there?
Yeah.
Real memories. I can't think how old I was when I went to my first aquarium.
I took Tom when he was not much older than that, and he had a real tantrum in there.
Wow.
I had to take him out.
Did he? Did he? Oh, so that was a memory to be made.
He was so good as well. It just seems that one thing.
That one day.
I think he was a bit scared. It's quite looming and dark. I love it, but he didn't really seem to enjoy it at all.
Did you? My favourite. Do you have a favourite type of fish at an aquarium?
I just love watching the sharks and the rays. I find them really peaceful.
Yes. Rays are my favourite when they come up to the glass like that.
They look like smiley, don't they?
Yes, I love it. Oh my gosh, I've got an obsession with fish bellies anyway, but the rays are the best. When they come up against the glass and they go, and you see that little mouth, and oh, I love it.
Have you ever fed them?
No.
Yeah, you go and feed, you put the squid in your hand, the tentacles out the top, and then they come across and they suck them out.
No.
Yeah, you've got to keep your hand really flat, and they just, as they come across, they almost hoover them out of your hand.
Oh, that sounds, I've got to get that. I've got to do that.
Yeah, it's really good.
Oh, Cherry, thank you for that. You've made me think of fish bellies and put me in a great mood now. So send love to you, son, too. Give him a squidge for me, please. £6.95 on these ones. Nice work, everyone. Okay, ladies and gents, how do you feel about getting your hands on that brand new strand? Opal, start by. The brightness in this is not a timidly, softly opal. This is a, hey, look at me. Everyone else felt like I was going to say something else then, didn't we? Yeah. No, I did too. Yeah, I did. But then my mind just went tumbleweed. Look at this absolute spanker of a strand. It's bright, it's bold, it's beautiful. Totally natural pink opal in these super workable rondelles. Now, it's amazing this is natural, I know. I always get kind of incredibly smiley when I think of opal in all of its gorgeous guises and all of its gorgeous ways and rays, and how you get that beautiful and diversity in colour and in hue. Well, this one has got diversity from even our normal pinks. In our usual pinks, I would say you're almost on candy floss pinks. These seem to be more impactful. These have got more of a rouge to them. These kind of remind me of kind of your blusher, you know, that very feminine hue that you've got running across these. I think they're absolutely delightful, reminding me very much of the floors that are near us at the moment. I don't know if you've noticed, or depending on where you live, you may well have noticed that these kind of beds almost of blossom that's fallen from the tree at the moment, the trees, and you kind of walk along these grass verges and it's just covered in this style of colour, these beautiful blooms of these wonderful petals of the blossoms that have fallen. This is the kind of colour that is just getting me right set in the mood for that summer to start at the end of this month. This truly is a glorious strand to be able to get it with that much impact of colour naturally. Jem, I'd love to know what you think of this and where this varies for you from maybe others you've seen.
Well, it looks like it's got more transparency, or slightly more translucent than other opals that I've seen, coloured opals. Yeah. It's not quite as waxy looking, from here anyway.
Yeah, no, you're right actually,
I've not been up close and personal with it, but it's really, really pretty. I love the colour. It's almost salmon, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's a really neutral pink, which is great, so it means it will suit everybody.
Yes.
And it's really gorgeous. Because it's rondelles, it's quite versatile, you know, make great flowers, it will hold spaces beautifully in between. You can kumihimo, macrame with it.
Yes.
You know, there's all sorts you can do with it, so really versatile.
If you want to add a little bit of versatility to your selection, what a great way to do it. Opal today, ladies and gents. Should be. I don't even know what we're going to this, ladies and gentlemen. If I were to guess, I probably would have guessed $14.95, but I wouldn't have guessed a drop from there. Today, though, we are, well done to everyone who's already added it to their order. We all pay that final closing price. Final £11.95 for you today for genuine, real deal, natural pink opal. What a lovely way to add this to your order with that, as you say, you know, translucency aspect to it. It has got that beautiful kind of appeal whereby the light does kind of transmit through it a little bit more easily than in other gems. I think this is a very, very special opportunity. And again, great one to have on your stall. I bet not everyone will know about this.
No, and opal, definitely get your certificate with opals, because there's still this mindset that opal only comes from Australia. So you know, it's really nice to have your variations and different types to show people.
Definitely, so that you can really capture their imagination.
Yeah, and you can tell stories. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. You really can with something like this. Jem, you know, I guided you to this strand earlier on as your challenge. Yeah, I was only pulling your leg. I'm like that. They call me Becky the leg puller. They call me, they don't. That is strange, isn't it? I apologise. Yeah, Becky the Joker works better, doesn't it? Yeah. People are always yelling at me, you joker. Mainly my mum. But I was just yanking your chain. I'm actually going to be bringing this as your challenge, if that's all good by you.
It's absolutely fine by me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't got a problem with that at all.
Fantastic.
Can I have the chain as well?
I'm going to say yes, because Toby wasn't listening, and that's the type of thing I do.
Yeah.
There was a disturbance in the gallery, he says. I've just told Gemma that she can have the chain as part of a challenge as well. He says, okay.
Yeah.
It's all right. I'm going to hand this across to you now, so you can have a feel of it. It feels really nice to me. Let me hand that to you.
Thank you.
Lovely soft hands you have, Gem.
Pardon?
The lovely soft hands you have today.
Oh, have I? Wow.
$11.95 for you today. Becky the leg puller and hand stroker strikes again. I'm bringing to you now something which I have a feeling might go really nicely with the opal. Genuine, real deal, turquoise rounds.
I could have a go at working that in if you wanted.
Gem's just going to end up with 100 products. Toby's saying, I must draw the line somewhere. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an absolute beauty of a strand. What are you loving about this, Gem?
The colour. The colour is incredible, and it's really intense. Such a small gemstone. Packs a massive punch, doesn't it? It's beautiful.
Really impactful. Totally idyllic in its hue as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Completely natural, not even irradiated.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah.
Really special, because don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong whatsoever with the Lexi gemstone treatment. Loads of the gems that you will buy out there will be treated, and I don't just mean stranded like this, I mean inset jewellery, so the biggest companies in the world treating their gems day in, day out. There's nothing wrong with a treated gemstone. But rarity-wise, it is nice to have something natural, because we don't get it very often. I also like that with a natural gemstone, you get something that the Mother Nature herself has chosen to bring to you, not something that we've come in with our clodhoppers and gone, okay, I'm going to change this, that and the other about it. But also a thing that I really like about the natural variety is its rarity, in the sense of actually getting it out of the ground is so difficult at the moment that a lot of it is being reconstituted. We reconstitute turquoise, it's okay, it's because it's so rare. But essentially what reconstitution means is you get your turquoise like this, you're chipping away any of the roughs to clear out any space, and then you're collecting all of the bits that you've got left over, and you're squidging them together with the likes of a resin. And that essentially means that I would never be able to sit here with a reconstituted strand of turquoise on my hand and say this is 100% turquoise, because it's not. It might be 50% turquoise, 50% resin. So if you want the real deal, then this is it. This is your opportunity, but it could be one of the finals because turquoise mines in the USA have closed down. Your price point today, even though mines in that area have closed down, even though we've got mining locations there, which in a sense is getting smaller and smaller and smaller because they are closing down because of lack of yields, even with all of that said, I'm still going to take the price down for you. It's time to check out your baskets, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot encourage you to do so enough. You ready for it? £24.95 for you today. What an absolute deal and a half. That is a really beautiful natural strand at just £24.95. Have you tried to get your hands on turquoise at the moment naturally from the USA? It's not as simple as you may well think. I tell you what, we as a company are finding it hard and we've got buying power. That is an exceptional deal, an exceptional opportunity, and you can tell it is because I've got loads of you multi-purchasing on this genuine USA turquoise with that gorgeous natural ability to give that strength of colour, not through irradiation, not through resin, through Mother Nature. She's given this to us herself with delicate matrix on here. It's not over the top matrix. You've not got any in here. I would always say to look out for this, but you've not got any in here where you would say maybe, you know, 50% of it is webbed, 50% of it is dark brown or a black colour. So you've got really, really, really great quality. That is just exceptional deal. What do you think of that at £24.95, Jem?
It's incredible. It is, because it's so expensive. You can really pay a massive price for natural turquoise. So it's a really fantastic deal.
Yeah, really great deal.
And the great thing is you can really spread that out because it's got such impact, hasn't it? You don't need much of it to really shout this is turquoise, you know.
Yeah.
You can just do one piece if you wanted into a ring. You've got a turquoise ring. Yeah, it'd be lovely.
And you've got something very, very high end there to show off on the likes of your craft fair.
Yeah. Sometimes having a really tiny stone or a really small stone of something perceived to be high end can make it feel even more high end.
I know what you mean.
So if you imagine that tiny microfaceted gemstone, like we've had the Spinel earlier, or one you've got there.
Yeah, yeah.
Like a quartz.
Like a topaz, yeah.
Imagine just a bracelet of that with one turquoise. That can sometimes look more expensive than a really big piece using lots of gemstones.
Totally agree with you on that.
But you can make it go a very long way.
If you do want to get your hands on that turquoise, then sorry, not the turquoise, it's on your screen now, on the microfaceted topaz, that's coming up for you in my final hour of the show. Last chance on this now because I've got so many of you with it in your baskets. If you thought that was good, we're going to give Jem another part of her beautiful challenge. Stop by! This is something that Jem had her eye on straight away. Why?
Because it's flat curve. It's because it's gold as well. Because I really like chain. I like gold. It's or gold or copper, the warm tones. And it looks quite angular from here. I mean, I haven't got up close and personal with it, but it looks like a really nice angular piece. It's a bit more edgy than the rounded links.
Yes.
Yeah, I really like it.
It looks and feels beautiful, I have to say. This is absolutely stunning. I'm giggling like a child because of the code on this. The boys in my ear can't control themselves, and now neither can I. You have got here, ladies and gents, a really gorgeous, workable, brand new chain. We haven't seen this before. Now, I'm going to ask you about the different aspects of this, if I may. When you're looking at a chain like this,
yeah,
is there anything with this that you can kind of, well, what kind of things can you do with it, basically?
You can have it just as it is and have it, you know, to suspend something from. But it works really well when you're weaving it together because it sits flat and it holds itself. You know, there's no, like, you know, when you're trying to do a charm bracelet and you've got a Rolo chain or a, you know, it twists and turns and you have to line up the links. This, it's flat, it's already almost structural.
Yeah.
So it's really great like that. And you can use really small sections, just wear it as a ring. You know, you can make straps with it because it sits comfortably on the skin. Just brilliant. Just so versatile.
So versatile.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you about the movement of this because it is a really, really nicely articulated chain. If I show you, be able to show you, already naturally, like you said, it sits beautifully, but also you could see how that drapes so effortlessly.
Yeah.
Now, why is that? What's that going to be good for?
Well, like, say body chains, for example, or something I do quite a lot of, you need that drape, you need it to fall well because it's going to go over lots of different contours. You know, it's not just a neckline, it's got to go everywhere. So, you know, you need that versatility and the ability to undulate without twisting.
Yes.
You know, so you can keep your design the way you planned it to look. So yeah, really, it's just lovely. I'll tell you what else it makes, great seams. So when you're stitching leather, like if you're making a leather bag, and you want seams around it, it makes great the seam. So you stitch one side of the leather to one side of the chain and the other side to the other, so you don't have to stitch the leather together.
That is very clever.
So and it looks great.
Yeah.
And it, you know, and it looks great and it does a really good job as well.
So if you want to treat yourself to this, there's loads you could do with it. Brand new gold and aluminium chain. Your price point today, ladies and gents, is going to roll down to a premier price point. Now, a premier price point means I'm allowed to do it for the first time right here, right now, but I am not allowed to guarantee we'll do this price again. £6.95 for you. Now, that's put an even bigger smile on Gem's face. Great deal on that.
Yeah, it's a really good deal. It's a really good deal. I can't wait to use it.
Because chain-wise, you can pay quite a premium, actually, can't you?
Yeah, when I was away, I thought, I find a real bargain, these chains, and I thought it was being sold by the metre. It was something like £3, equivalent £3 or £4 a metre. I thought, that's great, because it's a really nice chain. Yeah. And it turns out it was like by the inch. So I thought, oh, well, that's not so good then.
Yeah, that's not as good, maybe.
Like £60 for a plated chain.
That's, but you can get those prices, you can.
Yeah, you can, yeah.
Today, though, just 5 metres worth, it's just £6.95. So you're looking at, you know, what, £1.50? £1.50-ish per metre. What am I doing? I'll be honest, I slept funny on my back. And I don't know, I'm just feeling a bit like, do you know what I mean? Like stretchy. Do you get me? Am I bending like a cheese string? Did you used to play cheese strings at school?
I think I
No?
think I had cheese
Never
strings
used to
when I was
play
at
them?
school.
You'd pretend to be a cheese string? No? Are you
I
joking?
didn't have cheese strings when I was at school, Becky.
Pardon?
There was no cheese strings when I was at school.
Oh, well, more fool me. Nobody played that. Oh, you guys haven't lived. Anyway, £6.95 for you today, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to give this absolute beauty to Gem to work with. How are we going to incorporate this with the opal?
I think I'm going to channel set the opal in between 2 lengths of chain. I'm going to have a go.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll see if I can do it.
Okay, yeah, go on. Can I throw this over to you? I won't throw it.
No, I'll come and get it.
No.
Thank you.
Well done, everyone who got that. Names have gone off my screen. Lovely to see all of you today. And don't forget, I've given that as a challenge. So that means that a little bit later on in the show, we're going to have a nosy at exactly what lovely Gem's made with it. So, blue sapphire now. What do you like about blue sapphire, Gem?
I love the prestige.
Oh, I love that word.
Yeah, I love the colour. And the twinkle and how hard wearing it is.
Yes.
You know, you can wear it because I'm terrible. If I got a piece of jewellery on, it stays on until it breaks or wears out. Yeah. Because I generally don't change it. So for me, I need a gemstone with that sort of longevity.
You need something durable.
Yeah.
And this is durable, ladies and gentlemen, because it is a 9 on the Mose scale. Now, Mose is named after a person, a Mr. Mose, and essentially what he did was he decided, one day to get a few gems and start rubbing them up against each other to see what happened. So basically what he did was he got a certain gemstone, rubbed it up against a different gemstone and went, right, which one's scratched? That one's scratched, so that means that that one's harder, so that goes higher up on the scale. He got a diamond, rubbed it up against everything, and the diamond was the strongest, so that's obviously a 10 on your Mohs scale. This is only one step down, a 9 on your Mohs scale, one of the most durable gemstones in the entire world. Why is that good for you? Well, it means that if you're going to be wearing this, like Jem says, it's going to last. You know that if you're maybe a little bit clumsy like me and you've ever regularly walked into walls, or which I do constantly, walk into balloons, yeah. I walked into a sort of a hedge the other day, just walked, you know, walking down the street and someone sort of passes on the other side. I didn't even stumble, I just sort of went into this bush, like, it was very strange. But if you do things like that regularly, then things like this are going to be great for you because you don't have to worry about your gemstone. All you have to worry about is how strange you look to all the passers-by with you walking into a hedge. It's going to last and last and last. If you want it, come on in and get it. Because that's not your price point today. 0800 644 655. Only 23 chances. You've got something very durable, but look at the colour of this one as well. At £14.95 for this natural colour, which is so even throughout. I think that is a great deal. What a price point. Using these to channel set, if you will. How about pairing them with that absolute stunner of Imperial zircon I did for you earlier on? What a treat that would be, wouldn't it? In particular with that zircon changing in the different light sources, giving you that variation between the fluorescent and incandescent light. It's going to work really nicely. Would you like me to show you that together? 10 in baskets, I've just been told. That's an absolute deal. They work really well together, don't they? Really, really well together. If you love a bit of sparkle. Oh, that looks so good, doesn't it? £14.95 for you today, ladies and gentlemen. Lots of you with it in your baskets. Not a huge quantity left over, shall I say, but if you do want to get your hands on it, do feel free to. Go really nicely with your abalone as well. I'm thinking just because of the hues you've got in here, because of those real blue hues that you have. Blue hues. Reminds me of E.T. Phone Home. Anyone else? I've never seen that. Is it worth a watch?
Oh,
Toby's never seen it either.
Oh, you've got to. No, my son hasn't seen it either. It's on our list of Sunday films, you know. We've got a list of films.
Do you? Sunday films to see?
Yeah.
What else is on the list?
Never Ending Journey.
Never Ending Journey?
Never Ending Story.
Never Ending Story.
And Journey, what's the other one?
To the Centre of the Earth?
No.
Incredible Journey. What's that
with
one?
the dog and cat? Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I've just asked you what that is. Oh my goodness.
That's it.
Homeward Bound.
Homeward Bound, that's it.
I can't believe I have to question that because that is the whole reason I have a golden retriever.
Is it?
Yeah, because when I was younger I watched Homeward Bound and all of a sudden Mother's Day cards, Father's Day cards, Christmas cards would have golden retrievers on the front. I remember going on a school trip to Jodrell Bank, so it's, you know, this huge telescope and it's all about the stars and everything else, and I bought my mum and dad a golden retriever tea towel home. Just because I wanted one so much. Oh, what a great film. Oh, I love the idea of your Sundays.
Yeah, we have a Sunday night or Monday night film night, me and Tom.
So E.T.'s one to be watched.
E.T.'s on there, yeah. It keeps getting put off. I don't know why. He's not that keen.
No.
He's just obviously
worth a watch,
not educated well enough, yeah.
I'll get on to that. What are your lists? Have you got a list? What's your must-see film? Because I might get a list together. I've not seen E.T. or Ghost.
But that is actually on the list.
Is it? Right, I'm just popping around to yours every Sunday.
I just wait until he's a bit older, I think.
Yeah.
I think he's might be there now. Might be okay now.
Oh, fun. Yeah. Speaking of fun, $14.95 for Sapphire. Rude not to. Treat yourself whilst you can. Well done, everyone. How do you feel about adding a little bit of green alongside this with the likes of your green amethyst drops? Now, amethyst, we all think, initially I would say, that it only comes in one colour. It doesn't actually, it comes in a nice variety. This one is your green amethyst, sometimes called Light by certain people. We have gone for the name of green amethyst on this though because, well, number of reasons, but partly due to the actual hues and tones you see within this gemstone. Doesn't that work really nicely together? I think it does anyway. You have got your Brazilian green amethyst here, and there's absolutely loads and loads and loads of depth to these because of that elongation. If you want to get your hands on something we don't get to see often, now is your time, now is your chance. Perfect for the likes of leaf-like designs. Perhaps if you're going to be doing vine designs, these are going to be perfect for them, not only because of the hue but also the way in which they sit. They're going to have a lot of sparkle, and if you see the amount of brilliance within these, that internal luster, can you see it kind of on this aspect here? When you see that internal glow, you've really got something to catch the imagination. Treat yourself to something very unusual. We don't get to see it often. Your price point today is actually rolling down for you. Okay, don't forget, if you see a price drop, it's only lasting until 8 o'clock, so imperative you check out as soon as you can, or else you'll have to pay that full amount. Big drop on this one today, actually, for something we don't get to see often. Just £12.95 for you today, ladies and gentlemen. A really wondrous deal. I saw you looking at this gem as I sort of mentioned the vines nodding along. Is that something that was sprung to mind for you also?
Well, yes, the colour definitely puts you in mind of those. But I just think that's a phenomenal strand. I think I saw it recently, and just the colour is incredible. It's probably the most colourful Light I've seen. Yeah. Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Kind of very vivid, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very vivid. £12.95 on this one. I'm imagining these on that £1.95 earring stand as well, because you're gonna, you know, we talk about the colour of the white, just makes them pop, doesn't it? It really does. We had that earring stand on earlier. If you want it, it was just £1.95 for you. Ladies and gentlemen, £12.95 on those ones. I told you it was like Star by Monday today, and I absolutely meant it. So much so, we're going to have another one right here, right now. Star by. Wow. These are amazing. Toby, price point me, because I've forgotten. No way. Because I'm just asking you, when you're looking at the size of these, don't they remind you of that strand we saw the other day that was 50 or 60 pounds? Because of the size of them. Wow, 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 wow. These are very special. Huge, luxury size white pearls. I'm really liking the shape on this strand as well. Anyone else noticed how they're almost like drops, aren't they?
I thought they were shell pearl because of that.
Because of the individual shaping?
Yeah. They're gorgeous.
Now, we talk a lot about shape here at Jewellery Maker. For anyone new who's watching today, tell us why shapes like this, or what shapes like this can do, and why it's good to see different shapes of different gems.
Well, it's different shapes of different gems just helps you, you know, you can design in colour, you can design in size, you can design in shape. So it's just one element of your process. But with a drop shape, they're gorgeous for making drops. You know, your elongation is already slightly there. You can, I tell you, it's easier to learn how to do a wrapped loop where you come down into the brilliance on something like that. It's a really good starting point. But they just look great in cascades. They look great hanging in earrings, as pendants, and that shape sort of helps. It makes them look like they've been made like that on purpose for those designs.
Yeah, it does actually, doesn't it?
They're just lovely as well. The size of them is incredible.
They're absolutely huge, up to a 14 by 10 on these ones.
Yeah, and they're so catwalk. You know, pearls are everywhere. Pearls and gold chain. You know, if you've got this, get those and just link them on randomly around lots of lengths of chain, and you're going to look like you just come off catwalk. Because
that right now is bang on trend.
Yeah.
The pearls I've seen at the moment are very sizable, and they're really quirky. They're used in different ways, aren't they?
Yeah.
I think it was last year. Now I can't think of the company name who did it, but essentially they came out with a set of earphones, big earphones like this, that were made to look like pearls. They kind of almost had like a shell with a pearlescent finish to them. And we've seen more and more designs like that, putting big statement, quirky looking sizes with pearls. It just so happens that these are actually the real deal, as opposed to a lot that you will actually see on the catwalk.
Yeah.
Why do you think, or what do you think it is about pearls that is bringing them back into the market at the moment? Do you think it's making it more diverse for people to be able to get involved?
I think pearls have never gone, have they? They've spiked in popularity in different decades, you know, and different colours, and it just is this decade. It just seems to be huge pearls, and worn very casually as well. You know, because they were always reserved, I think, for your high end. You going out, for
your Sunday best,
your Sunday best, or your, you know, if you've got a very good job and you're wearing them to the office. You know, you want to look important. Yeah. But I think that, you know, Chanel did pearls a favour by bringing them faux pearls to the masses, you know, and I think since then, really, it's been, I can't say it without sort of sounding, they've been sort of still reserved for the market where they're expensive, but now they are very high street.
Definitely.
You know, you can buy them in well, you can't buy real pearls in a high street, but you get in the faux versions sort of in your high street fashion stores now.
Definitely.
You know, and it's great. It's great that they're so popular.
Yeah. I like that they're so popular, because I think not so long ago it would be something you'd think pearls, and I think my nan would wear them. Whereas now I can't think of anyone in my family who wouldn't. Anyone, even gents. I saw the other day, I was just in a catalogue, a faux set of pearl cufflinks. Yeah. Which I thought were really, really bang on trend, just paired up with a really nice suit.
I saw today, I was looking this morning actually at, I have a daily deals thing come through.
Oh yeah.
From a certain sort of search engine, and I was looking at pearl jewellery today, and it was real pearl jewellery, and it was the daily deal, so it was like 60% off, 70% off, and you're still talking sort of £60–70 for a pair of studs or a cufflink, or
it's loopy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a lot of. It's not loopy. It's, you know, it's fine.
It's fine.
It's just it doesn't tally with what we do, does it?
No, it really doesn't.
And that's, you know, but you've got to remind yourself that that's what people are expecting to pay.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And it's important to price accordingly. If you're going to be making something with this, don't go charging the likes of £30–40, because people will question it. Always keep your prices as high as you can on the likes of pearls, unless you're Jewellery Maker, and then ignore everything I've said. Price point today for luxury size, unusual shape pearls, £19.95 should be your price. Now I need to forewarn you, natural pearls, as these are natural in their colour, have gone up dramatically in price. In particular, white luxury size pearls, they're up by around 144% from last year. Today, at just £14.95, I have to tell you honestly to take a breath and just don't expect prices like this constantly. We have seen a big price increase, and we truly have. And myself and Toby have seen some new products coming in, and the ones we looked at, I'm not entirely sure whether or not they were just a taster, or we were just sampling them, or whether or not it was an actual order that we'd placed that's going to be coming up. But the ones we saw, were they 50 or 60? I can't remember. But they were £50 or £60, and they were this size. But those are the prices that we're looking at paying now, okay? Those bigger price points. Were they round? No, they weren't, because I would understand that. Was the lustre on them absolutely impeccable? No, they weren't, or else I would expect a price like that. But we are seeing in the market a price hike, and we're seeing it when we're purchasing the likes of pearls. So of course we have to pass that on. Only 47 opportunities left now for you, ladies and gents. I'm sorry, we've been very busy today. Loads of you have been coming in to get these, and don't forget, everyone pays that final closing price as long as you're in before 8. I think that is a sensational deal at $14.95. Is that what you were expecting?
No, not at all. Not on that size.
No.
And especially as I thought they were actually teardrops.
Yeah.
You know, I thought they were specially formed.
Yes.
But they're amazing.
Just Mother Nature doing her thing. This is with it touching at the back, just to give you an idea of the kind of look of glamour. Oh, they're absolutely mammoth. Anyone else think it makes my neck look dead thin?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just done it. Almost giraffe-like.
Do you know what? You'd have to have your certificate with those, because that size, people aren't going to believe they're real, are they?
It's incredible. No.
You have to wear it like a tag on the bag.
Yes.
These are real.
Yeah, yeah. Or maybe just have it as a pendant at the front.
Yeah.
Have it like a lanyard. Yeah. 17 opportunities left, and there are around 14 in basket, and there are people waiting on the phone. Ladies and gentlemen, I've got so much more coming up for you to start off your week with a bang. Coming up after the break, an unusual and very highly sparkly strand of your gorgeous zircon, and more inspiration than you can shake a damp squib at. We'll be back very, very shortly. See you in the min.
You can now book Jewellery Maker workshops online. Just head over to our Jewellery Maker website and click on the workshop link. We have a wide range of workshops from beginner to intermediate, covering a variety of mediums. Once you have found a workshop you'd like to attend, simply click on the Book Now button. Fill in the required fields and then press Continue. This will take you through to the payment page. If you have any questions, you can contact our workshop coordinator Wendy at any time by emailing workshop@jewellerymaker.com. We look forward to seeing you.
I started crafting from a very young age, doing all sorts of different crafting. That developed into card making and then onto jewellery making.
I got started because my sister started giving us jewellery and the women in the family jewellery as gifts.
To start, I was making it for me, and then my friends saw what I was wearing, and then one of my friends said, well, why don't you have a go at selling? So I thought, well, I'll give it a go and see how it goes.
I do like a challenge. It's because sometimes you look at something that you can't do it, but then you don't know if you don't try, do you?
When you've made it and you've just made it, you think that's nice, put it on. When you get it out the next time, that's when you think, yeah, that looks really good, that looks quite professional, I'm proud to wear it.
Quite often at work they'll ask me what I'm wearing. They're astonished. First of all, you think something so simple and they're astonished at the piece of jewellery that you've made.
They say it looks so professional, and when I show them how easy it is to do, they're saying, oh, can I have a go of it?
These necklaces are great for layering up, for atmosphere, sort of holidays.
Because they're there in the living room with you, you get to see the same people on a regular basis and you feel a bit like you know them.
It's like a family, you know all the guests that are on the TV. And then when you come to something like a workshop, it's really good because you seem to know everybody, you know about the people that you're working with.
It just feels like your own family, that you're actually there with them and you are part of their family, you're part of their, you know, their community.
Jewellery Maker course gift vouchers are now available. You can choose from a bronze, silver or gold voucher. Each voucher is worth a different amount that entitles you to put towards a course of your choice. For more information, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Owning a strand of genuine gemstones is always exciting, but being able to use it in your handcrafted jewellery, then passing it on to its new owner with proof of its authenticity is even more incredible. Why not add one of our printed authenticity cards to your order and share that same feeling with your customers? You can also access online authenticity certificates for items you have previously ordered by looking at your order history on your account details. The certificate gives you valuable information about your purchase and is your guarantee of quality and peace of mind from Jewellery Maker.
Welcome one and all to Jewellery Maker. Absolutely beautiful to be with you today, it really is. My name is Rebecca Reddicombe, but you can call me Becky because we're friends here. And today I am joined by the absolute wonderfulness of creativity, the hub of inspiration, the wonderful Gemma Crow.
Hello.
Hey Gem, my hub of inspiration.
I get called all sorts, yeah.
Oh yeah. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm really well.
What are we expecting in this kit, please?
We're looking at lovely coloured beading threads and some wire and lots of texture. I think that's probably the key word, texture.
Texture, lots of texture coming up for you in this kit, which I'll be launching for you shortly, but not before I bring you this. The most stunning of bifringent gemstones, in my opinion. This, ladies and gentlemen, is your genuine zircon. Have you ever tried to research zircon? Have you tried to buy zircon on the high street? Because I have. Well, not really buy it, just be nosy more than anything, I'll be totally honest. It's just more to be a bit nosy. But I've been around and I've looked around, I've done it online as well, and to find zircon, oh my goodness, it just didn't happen, essentially. I just couldn't see it for love nor money. Went on to numerous websites and of well-known big companies, huge companies, I mean talking sort of countrywide and even worldwide companies, went online to have a little look at their extensive range, you know, where they have thousands of products. Typed in to two websites, zircon, and they came up, doesn't exist. Well, I know full well that it does, but they didn't have it in. And then on the third website I went on, it went, oh yes, we have it. Clicked on the link. Did you mean cubic zirconia? No, I didn't mean cubic zirconia. I want the real deal. I don't want something that's made in a lab. I don't want something that's been put together, and created by man. I want the real deal. And I absolutely have it here for you. Don't get me wrong, absolutely nothing wrong whatsoever with fakes or faux. Yes, I've been delivered some ice cream. Manager Scott, I don't care what people say about you. You're the best manager in the entire world. No, what manager brings you ice cream with chocolate in it and a funky little spork thing? I went for banoffee. I have got the very, very special, genuine, real deal zircon here for you. Like I say, nothing wrong with a fake, a faux, or a lab-made gem, but if I'm looking for the real deal, I want the real deal, and this is the real deal. If you want to treat yourself to the most ancient gem in the world, which splits the light, unlike anything other, then it is your opportunity. And it's a gem which comes in very many different guises, and I have to say the quality of this one is phenomenal. Can you see any big pits in this on the surface? Can you see any striations internally? Sometimes it comes across as almost sort of black dots. You can't, can you? That's because the quality of this strand in front of you is incredible. And so is the price. Should be. Do you know what I love about this gem? It is the most ancient gem that there is out there, okay? This is the gemstone that changed the way we thought of the formation of the earth. This is a gemstone which dinosaurs, when they were just chilling out, roaming the earth is what I mean, when they were chilling out, when they were roaming the planet, you know, this is something that had been formed way before that, way before. This is an exceptional gemstone with so much history and so much rarity, and its ability to split the light in a way that even we as man, in all of our infinite wisdom, cannot recreate as of yet. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a special opportunity. Should be. £25 essentially. I would pay that and double time and time again for a zircon. I genuinely love it. Genuinely. And at £19.95, this is one I'm going to be treating myself to. I'm going to have to. It is a very, very special deal and a very special opportunity for the clarity on this one in particular. The fact that you still get that opportunity for all of the sparkle, and you get it with the lack of pits and the lack of kind of black spots and inclusions characteristics in there, is a real special treat indeed. I am just over the moon for you, I really am. If you've never owned zircon before, let me sum it up like this. I think better than diamond, hands down. That's how I'll sum it up for you. That is how I sum it up for you. Really briefly, why? It's older. The history of it is more interesting. Its impact on kind of the way we view the world is more. The sparkle it gives you, the amount of that sparkle and light it gives you is more than you might expect for a diamond. The fact that you can get the fact that it's rarer on the planet as well. People believe that if it were given the same amount of promotion and they had the amount of money and promotion that diamond has piped into it, that essentially this would have been gone. This would have been wiped out at the face of the planet within 12 months. That's how extremely rare it is. All of that, and the fact that price per carat is $19.95. Why? It's because it's not as beautiful. No, it's purely because of the promotion, really. A stunning deal there for you. Very, very sturdy, beautiful gem for that diamond-like look at just $19.95 for you today. What a deal. Please check out those baskets. I don't want anyone to miss out who wants them. And don't forget, if you don't fall in love with this, it's 30-day money-back guarantee. Do you know what I would do with it? To really make yourself fall in love, I would get up a little article, maybe by the GIA, about it, and when you get it home, sit with it outside. If it's sunny in particular, sit with it outside and just read the information that the GIA say about it, and you will fall in love with it. I think it's impossible not to. Oh, I just love it. Okay, well done everyone. What a deal and a half. At $19.95 for you today. Please check out those baskets because you too will fall in love. I love zircon even more than I love fish bellies, which you know is saying something. That's a lot, isn't it?
That's incredible. Oh,
sorry. Director Bruce has just taken over, and Bruce has just gone, what? Fish bellies. I love fish bellies. I don't really know what else to say. Fish bellies. You know when they come up against the glass? That's my impression of a ray. When they do that against the glass. That was like you were at the aquarium then, wasn't it? No need to pay. Catherine says, Becky, I'm going swimming with stingrays in Jamaica next year. Catherine, I am ridiculously jealous.
That's what my mum did. And one of the reefs around there, went swimming with them. She said it was quite scary because they can be huge.
Really?
Yeah, amazing.
Can you touch them? Touch the bellies?
I don't know if you touch their bellies. They sort of swim around and you can hold the fish.
Oh, I'd love to tickle a ray.
I fed them at the aquarium like that.
Oh, that's so exciting. Oh, Catherine, have a fantastic time. And if you can take a picture of a fish belly, I'll be prepared to wait the year. Not a problem. $19.95. Well done, everyone. A gorgeous strand there. Okay. Toby did tell me to do something, but I've completely forgotten. Kit time already, can you believe it? Now this is a very special one, and I'm going to let you into a little secret, if I may. The price point of the kit per component will be under £5. And bear in mind, I'm counting the likes of all of that as a component.
That's a bit crazy, isn't it?
It is really, isn't it? Tell me, please, about this kit and what you loved about it.
Love the colours. Love all the different colour beading threads as well.
Yeah.
Because that's nice for a change, and there's some lovely complementary colours in there for the kit, for the gemstones. I love the rose gold bullion wire. That's a new addition. I've never used that before, and it's really lovely. It's just a really great combination. There's so many things you can do with that combination of materials. Yeah. And again, it's one of those ones I couldn't, I wanted to do more. and you just get carried away. You think, oh, I'll try this technique and I'll try this one, and that's what's so nice about it. It's so versatile.
And you've been able to really enjoy that.
Yeah.
I've got a beading thread here. Now, your Adventure with Beading Thread is my most watched DVD.
Is it?
Yeah, most watched Jewellery Maker DVD. No, Jewellery Maker, let's be specific. I've watched Bring It On more. Okay. It is such a captivating medium.
Yeah, it's really underestimated. I think that's the thing. I think we all used it as mechanics. We all think of it as a base, but it can be its own feature and, you know, in its own right.
Yeah.
So there is lots and lots you can do with it. I haven't used it to its full potential in this kit because there are so many other things to do as well. But you know, the beading thread DVD, if you want to make the most of it, you can grab that on the website and make flowers and beads and all sorts.
You can really go for it, and I would say if you are new to it, this is a great way to get a kit started, a great way to get started in your jewellery making, because it's all here. And if you do want to help yourself to a DVD, I would suggest Adventure with Beading Thread for this collection personally. Beading thread, essentially, it's lots of very, 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 very fine wire that's got this beautiful coating over the top of it, and you can create shapes with this, you can weave with this, you can knot with this, you can do so much with it, you really can. You can even get your scissors and just go whoop with it. Do you know what I mean? Like Christmas ribbon. You know what I mean? So a big amount there for you today, ladies and gentlemen, 50 meters worth of each, and you have got it in a big array of colour. You can see it from your blacks to your light blues, your royal blues, your sky blues in there as well. So a really gorgeous array of your oceanic tones. Totally juxtaposing that now with the really warm colouring coming from the coppers. So we've got this selection. I feel like I've not seen this fine tins pack in a really long time, which may well just be me losing my marbles, but it feels like a long time. And this is your copper collection of your findings. So what we have is that gorgeous kind of rose gold colouring, and you get it along a beautiful array of your essentials. Again, if you are new, these are the bits that tie your pieces together. So obviously you've got the likes of your chain, you've got the likes of head pins in different sizes, which means you can drop on charms, for example. You have clasps in here so that you can finish off those pieces. You have things like finishing details like your crimps and your crimp bead covers and spaces and loads in there essentially to tie all your pieces together and finish them up. You've also got in here, matching that colour, the gorgeous copper wire, and let me show you those together. You can see how beautifully matched that is. So we've got the 0.4 in the copper, and you've got your 1 mil in that copper as well, and you can see how perfectly that colour works. I'm then bringing to you a mammoth amount of your gemstones. What a sizable selection of strands. Now, for anyone who's looking at this and thinking, oh, big gemstones, that might not be for me, is it something to be afraid of?
Oh, no. I mean, they make a statement on their own, so you can just use one, you know, and you can use them. You don't have to use them all together. And you can just use them alongside just chain or alongside pearls, anything really. Just use one as a statement. And so no need to be afraid of it essentially, because you can get a delicate look with it. Yeah.
I've got two different strands, as you can see. The light blue quartz are your fancy bars, and they're up to a 38 by 8, but they do go to quite delicate 16 by 6. You've also got those really, really kind of interesting, almost mystic look that we have across the larger bars there for you. So the kind of frosting and that mystic rainbow colours in there. Also got mammoth amounts of your bullion wire. What do we like about bullion wire, please?
I love the texture of it. It is, and how shimmery it looks, like that metallic, but it's so shimmery as well. It's really lovely. And you can just use it simply by threading it, or you can gizmo with it, you can scrunch it up and make beads, you can thread wire through it. It's just, again, one of those really versatile things, a really versatile sort of component.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And we'll see exactly an amount of ways in which you can use these today. So Let's get ready to rumble on all of this. 40 grams of your bullion wire. You've got those two kind of shardy bars. You've got a mammoth amount of your beading thread, 50 meters on each spool. You've also got a set of your wire in the 0.4 and the 1 mil, perfect pairing there for strength and weaving. And you've got your matching collection of your findings pack. You should be prized. I'm about to bring you over £20 discount. That doesn't happen often. And should it happen often, maybe £20 off? Well, I think if we were able to take £20 off every single day, then you'd start to think, how much are they extra charging? £24.95 for you today. Toby, I'm going to need you to get your calculator out. That price divided by 11, please, because I have got, I'm counting all of this as one component. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, because there's 50 meters on each. 9, 10, 11. All of that I'm counting as one. £2.26 per component. For a findings pack, that's incredible. For all of this bullion wire, that's a really great price for 40 grams worth.
Yeah.
But the gemstones.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, can't break it down anymore, can you? It is just amazing price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't be bringing any of those pieces for that price, even at a little fair.
No, I don't think so. Maybe the earrings, but, you know.
That is an astonishing deal. That means, ladies and gentlemen, your saving today on this has been absolutely epic. You've had a huge discount given to you on this, ladies and gentlemen, of £23.20.
That's almost half price.
It's almost half price, yeah.
That's amazing discount.
And what I will say to you as well is it is actually half price from the original price, from your original deal. One or more of this has been dropped in price recently online, so we do take that into account. That price point is definitely better than half your original price. I'm absolutely chuffed as peas for you on it. I really am. I'm going to shimmy on over now to the lovely Gemma, because look at all these pieces she's made. You've made massive amounts. I was worried you were going to run out of space.
Yeah, I know. It's because I've done all neckline pieces as well. There's no. I realised when I put it on, I haven't done any bracelets, but of course, you know, you can just using them pretty much the same techniques I've used here, just threading them on. Yeah.
What inspired you with this, please?
Texture. You know, I see the spikes and the shards, and already I'm thinking, oh, spiky, you know, statement jewellery, and then there's the bullion wire, which has got amazing texture and lustre to it as well. So yeah, it's all about statement and texture. And then I've sort of gone a bit low key with one of the pieces using the wire, make it, you know, just one shard of the blue, mystic coated to make a pendant. Imagine if you made them all into pendants, how many you'd have. I mean, you know.
You'd literally have, what, 50, 60?
And the rest, yeah.
And the rest.
More than that, yeah. So you can really stretch this out, or you can go chuck it all in, you know, make something with loads of gems at the same time. But I love this kit. Love it.
I just think it's such a stunning array, and we are going to get on to our makes now. I just want to remind you how to get involved with this. If you've never ever ordered with us before, it's so easy. I would say ring on the phone line, just because I find it easier that way, and phone number's at the bottom of your screen. It's 0800 6444 655, so 6444 655. And just to let you know, you'll get through to our call centre. It's free phone number off your landline and off mobiles nowadays in the UK, and they'll set up an account for you within minutes. Literally, it takes hardly any time whatsoever. There's no IQ tests or anything silly like that, so do feel free to get involved. And this kit will be with you in just a few days at one postage packaging of £2.95. And if you make a note of today's date and time, you'll be able to watch us back on YouTube, Jewellery Maker YouTube, at your leisure, so you can kind of follow along at home. It's like having Gemma doing your your own little workshop. So do feel free to get involved with us today. Better than half price of the original at just $24.95. Great deal on that for you. Jem, what are we going to be nosing at today, please?
So the macrame piece, which we're using the coloured beading thread as a feature, we're going to have a look at that because it looks almost lace-like.
Yes.
And I don't know if it's a real technique. I just sort of made it up. So I thought, well, maybe you've never seen it as I made it up. So I'll show you how to do it.
Okay, brilliant.
Quite like the effect. I wanted to do lots of layers. At 2 o'clock this morning, I thought that's enough.
Time to take a break.
Can
you craft at that time in the morning?
Always.
Yeah. No stopping you.
No, I sort of start about 8 o'clock. Like if I've had the day off.
Yeah.
Then I'll have to do something. So I start at 8 o'clock and then I know I won't go to bed before 2 or 3.
Really? Because you're so in the zone.
Yeah. Well, and I had to have it finished for today.
Yeah, of course.
That teaches me for having the day off.
You're the type of person doing schoolwork on the school bus, aren't you, on the way in?
I am, yes.
So we're going to be learning how to create that gorgeous macrame piece. How's that good? Is this going to be good for newbies?
Yeah, I mean, it's the basic square knot. It's more fiddly than difficult. So if you're patient, then you'll get. It's for you. Just take your time with it. But it is something that you can pick up and put down, which is nice. You're not going to lose your place or lose where you are or anything. So you can do a bit and leave it. And the great thing is as well, if you've fed up of knotting after you've done your gemstones, you then don't have to do the next layer. You can leave it.
Perfect.
Okay, so for those of you who've never macrame before, I'm going to show you how to start. So I'll show you on this piece. We're going to bring it all together in a minute.
Okay.
So when you macrame, you've got a lazy strand, which is the strand that runs down the centre of your knotting. So that would be this one.
Okay.
Now in this piece, you will need it to be the length you want your necklace, plus enough to really wrap it into your macrame board and then put clasps on after. Okay. So you just need it long enough with maybe 3 inches either side for toying with. So you have a lazy strand and then you have your working strands, and now these are the strands that you make the knots with along the working strand. So in its simplest form, we're going to do just what we call box knot. Is that what it's called?
Box weave?
Box weave.
I'm not sure, I'm rubbish with the names, I have to say.
Yeah, I'm really bad as well. But I think it's the basic box. I'll think of it. I know it really well. Box knot, I think. So if you just pretend that that's not on there, I'll show you how to start it off. I bring my board up a bit further. So you take your working strands around your lazy strand. Now these working strands need to be really quite long for this piece because we're going to try and go all the way around the neckline with just one thread. Okay. So what we do, if I see if I can get these out of the way, so that I'll leave that there. I'm going to try and separate these so it's not so fussy for you to be able to see what I'm actually doing.
Okay. How do you attach it to your macrame board?
So when I attach it, I've got the edge of my macrame board's got lots of slots all the way around. So I take my thread through one of the slots and pull it in nice and tight. Then back up through the next one, and then I just generally double it round. But
it's really secure.
The more times you go through, the more secure it'll be. Okay, just pop that out the way. So on this strand, this is the one that's above the gemstones. It sits above and links into the gemstone strand. We're going to have 2 lots of working strands, okay? So I've got one lot here that I've attached in. I've done 10 knots to start me off. And then I'm going to add in another working strand. That's going to do my next section. And you'll see why we need 2 lots in a minute. So how you add it in is you take your working strand underneath your lazy strand, just hold it down for the first one. You make a D shape or a Q shape, whichever way you're looking at it, with your working strand across your lazy strand, like so. And then you take the other side, and the way I think of it is I come up under the cross, so I'm coming below the cross and into the loop, so into that P or Q, whichever way you're looking at it. And then you try and keep that central if you can, and pull into a knot. And then to complete your square knot, so that's half, to complete your square knot, you do that the opposite way round. So this time you make a P. So you make this shape, So it's coming over the top of your lazy strand. Then you take the other wire and you come underneath the cross and up through the loop. Okay, there are some amazing DVDs on our website, macrame DVDs. So if you've not done this before, then please get one of the DVDs and have a look. Mark's a much better teacher than me. So
you're an amazing teacher.
At macrame, maybe, you know, not at macrame, he's an expert. Right, okay, so I'm going to repeat that, and to create one knot, one square knot is a combination of those two. So one square knot involves making the Q, as I call it, or a D, and coming up and through. That's half of the square knot. And then to complete it, you do the opposite as well, and that creates one square knot. Now I want 4 square knots in each section. So if you get a bit stuck to know where you are, the way I've learnt to remember it is I'm always complete when I end up with this side needing to be knotted. Okay. So that's one complete knot, because that's when I started with. And then I know which one I'm going to knot because I've got a little bridge. Look, the thread sort of come over the top of the thread. So on this side, the knot is over the top of the thread. This side it's underneath. So it's always the one where it's over the top that you're knotting next. If that helps you remember. Okay, so there's my knots, and that's how to add them in. So this is one side of my necklace. Now the other side is exactly the same neck technique with the square knots. Just adding that into my board. Exactly the same technique with my square knots, and I did the whole length of my necklace with my lazy strand, but on my lazy strand I graduated the shards from small to large and then back to small again for however long I wanted my necklace. And then in between each you do your square knots, so you sort of slide these up as you get to them and pop them into place, and then you square knot around them, allowing them to sit on top. So I'll show you here. So I'm going to just square knot along just this lazy thread. So you make your Q shape or your D shape, whichever way you're looking at it, and then you take your other thread under to make that half, that square knot. But when you pull it in, just make sure that the threads sit underneath the shards, so it sort of pushes them up to the top. Just let them sit on top of that braid, or that macrame braid. And then in between each, I do 2 full square knots. So that one that we've just done forms one, and then we just do another full square knot to complete, and that'll give us even spacing all the way down. Okay, so if you imagine that I've done that all the way down and I've got all my beads on there, so that's what I would start with, creating that section. So let me tuck these out of the way.
That's easy enough.
So then I wanted to join these two together decoratively to give me that sort of lacy look that I've got going on that necklace. So we've got 2 lots of strands. So the first one is going to set the 4 knots act as my spacing. So the top section here, I'm going to take the working strand that is closest to the gems on this side, and I'm going to bring it up and in between the knot that's sort of central on this lot of strands here. It's probably difficult to see the exact place, but when you've got it, it doesn't actually matter if it's exact. So you're just going to try and pull that up into one of the knots that you've created, and you'll find there is one that is, you know, just the right space for it. Okay. So you're going to thread it through like that, and then you're going to continue to create your knots. So again, we're going to do 4 knots at a time. So I'm going to make that square knot again, come in round and under. So 1, that's half a knot. Don't worry if it's a bit loose, because you sort of need it a bit loose to create that separation. And then there's your full knot. Now that's nice and secure, so you do 3 more. So half, that's 2. Oh, I used the wrong thread there. Can you see where that went? Now you picked up the wrong. Yeah, picked up the wrong one.
I got you. Yeah. But you can see straight away.
Yeah, you can. You can. It is quite easy to do once you get going. Just got to concentrate a bit at first. can't be that hard. I was doing it when I was very tired when I was doing it, and it just was quite nice and, you know, easy going, not taxing. So I'm almost on my 4th knot. So I know I've got to finish that because that little bridge is on that side, and that means I've got one more knot to do. Okay, so that sits there, and then it's time to bring in your next strand. So this one again goes up underneath the strand with the gems on and into one of those knots to sort of pull it into place. Pull it nice and through that, and then you knot with those. So then we knot with this one, and you will see the pattern taking shape.
Just so you all know, really quickly, we're running low on that kit, so I'm very quickly going to put up on your screen some of our thicker gauge wire. This is your 1.25mm that we have here, and it's in that copper colour, which matches not only the findings but also the wire that's in your kit at the moment. You want to get your hands on this one, really nice structural sturdy wire, one of the thickest we do. Treat yourself to it today. Your price point, it's just £6.95, and that's for 10 metres. It's a great one to work with because you can create really, really simple kind of talk style necklaces, similar to ones we saw earlier on. But also it hammers up really nicely as well because there's a good surface on it, so you can have texture and use it as bases, and you can do loads with it. Really sturdy for you. £6.95 on your screen right now.
Okay, it's my last square knot, and then you can see exactly how you continue. You continue like that for the whole neckline. There is a little bit of something a bit different that you need to do as you go, because the neckline, when I'm doing this, it's straight. So there's 2 things you can do. One, you can allow it to separate slightly, sort of allow it to be like that and don't push it in all the way. So allow it to be quite loose. And when you come to the end of doing the end of your necklace, when you come to the last one that you've got stitched in, I'll take it off and show you how you can pull this. Did you see how that shrank? Let me stretch it out again. If you allow it to be loose and have your section sort of separated like that, I could then pull the lazy strand that's running through them, really tighten that weave, and allow the outer one to be quite loose, and then that will sit. You know, you can get that curve going. But the other way is to sort of create that curve as you go. So just instead of keeping it straight on your board like this, which is easier to work, I've got to say, it is easier to do it like that. But sometimes you don't get quite the curve you want. So I would say every now and again try and curve your work and just check that it is en route. Okay. If you find that it's too straight and you can't get the sort of curve you need to go around the neck, just reduce the amount of knots you do. So if you look really closely at the piece I did when you got it on Facebook, you'll see that some knots I've only got 3 where I needed to get it a tighter curve. Okay, yeah. But you know, experiment with it. But as a rule, the 4 works nicely in between. That works okay. In between. So that's how you put it together. Just crimp it at the end and pop your clasp onto the 2 threads.
What a beautiful look it gives you as well.
Yeah.
Nice and statement, but I imagine quite nice and wearable because it's not too over the top, it's not too heavy.
Well, they're heavy gemstones because of the type of the nature of the gemstones, but that's fine. But
because
the nice light beading thread.
Yeah, with the beading thread.
You know, it could, if I did that with chain or wire, it could be really heavy.
Pop, yeah. Really beautiful design. Thanks for showing us that gem. I'm bringing to you really quickly up on your screen now the 0.8 in that copper as well. 10 metres worth on this one. Your price point today on that is just £4.95 for you again, matching everything that's going in that kit to give a really beautiful look and detail, and it will go great with the likes of your bullion wire as well, which of course you had in that kit. Slightly different alteration in colour, but still very much a beautiful detail and look.
They're very tonal, they work together. Yeah.
Also, I have got a very quick other little bit of wire coming up for you as well. I'll pop that on now, and then we'll spend our last sort of 10 minutes or so with you, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's great.
You have got a really beautiful high shine copper look with this one again. Going to be great to go through the likes of your bullion thread. This is your 0.6, so wonderful for the likes of your findings. And if you want to treat yourself to it, now is your chance. 10 metres worth, and it's rolling down to just £2.95 for 10 metres worth of 0.6. It's a real great deal, it truly is. These 10 metres will last of a 0.6, won't it?
Oh yeah, it will. Yeah, they're great. So 0.6 is brilliant for your ear wires and your rosary links and findings, things like that. But can you imagine how many ear wires you get out of that? Just imagine turning all of that into ear wires.
Oh yeah, because it's only a few centimetres you'd use, really, isn't it?
Hundreds, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
brilliant
just
price.
£2.95, great way for you to make your own findings as well, so that you kind of stand out a little bit too. And don't forget, if you do want to make earring wires for these, they might rest nicely on that earring stand I had for £1.95 earlier. Well done everyone, £2.95 on that. Jem, what are we looking at next, please?
Let's just quickly show you how to do the pendant using just one shard. Really maximise on the you know, the potential of this kit. It's a really good one to do. So Becky, would you like to, whilst I'm doing one bit, would you like to choose a nice big, big long shard from there?
No
please?
problem, will do.
Okay, so what I've done is I've just created a length of weave and then used that to sort of bind around the gemstone.
Okay.
This is really great if you're practicing your weave, because it doesn't really matter if it goes a bit wonky. In fact, it adds to it if it does. So if you're practicing weaving, this is a great one to do, and then just turn it into something lovely after. And by the time you've done the whole strand of these like this, you'll be amazing at weaving. Right, so all I've done is taken a length of wire, probably about 25-30 centimetres of wire, and in the centre I've made a loop around those pliers and give it a 2 twists will be plenty, and then we're going to bring those wires straight, sort of almost parallel with one another. We are going to let them taper, so don't try and get them too straight, because we do want them to fan out and then come back in a little bit. Okay, so I've got that shape. Then I'm going to take my 0.4 wire, which is just here, and do a figure of 8. So I'll quickly show you how to do the figure of 8. You've probably seen it quite a lot. It's probably one of the most used wire work techniques there is.
But it's such a workable one. I think that's why it's used a lot, isn't it?
It's so versatile. It's great for joining and binding as well. So this is purely for decoration now. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to anchor this wire in. Now I'm going to leave myself a tail, because that's going to help me thread in my gemstone later. So try and bind in alongside your twist that you've created, just to keep it nice and neat. And then thread it through the eye at the top, just to give you some stability. And that's what we're doing, anchoring. We all say anchoring, and sometimes we don't explain what it means. It just means securing that wire in place. Okay, and then the figure of 8 weave is what it says on the tin, really, is a figure of 8. I think Sammy, if you watch Sammy Fletcher work, she calls it an hourglass, and you might hear it called that elsewhere. So it's basically binding the 2 wires together decoratively. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way around. If I call these legs for the purpose of this demo, so I'm going to go all the way around one of the legs, then in between, and then up and around the opposite leg. And I'm going to go all the way around it, so it's got a loop, and then back over the top. So in effect, if you're looking at this, it looks like you've gone round that twice. What you've done is gone round it once and then got ready to come back in between the legs, around the other one, all the way round, then back to the top to then come in between the legs again. And then twice, once all the way around, like so, and then in between, once all the way around, and then in between. But you're always coming over the top of the legs, okay? So you keep going like this with that weave, and keep pushing it down with your thumb as you go. And you see I'm pushing that down and keeping it nice and tight. But like I said, this is great for practicing. So you do all the way along here, and you can change the shape. You can make it wider and thinner and undulate and then out. But basically you want a straight line of weave. Okay, so I'll put that to the side. Here's one I've done earlier. So I've got this section here. It's quite a small section. I could keep going a bit longer if I wanted. But I'll just leave it there for now. And I'm not going to finish the ends off until I've gone around my stone. That gives me a bit of option then to add more if I need to. So this last bit where I'm just binding the wires together, you literally go in between, and you don't need to go around twice the legs, okay? So you're just coming in between, a very quick figure of 8. So they're nice and tight. So then I'm going to take, I'm still leaving this tail on to thread my gemstone on. I haven't left myself much there. I probably need it a bit more if I'm honest. But I'm going to go around my gemstone. So what I'm going to do is take hold of the loop at the top and tip it upwards, and then take this weave and just start to create the top. So what I'm doing is twisting that around. That's going to sit at the top of my gemstone. Okay, so like a bead cap almost. Have you changed your mind?
I thought I'd let you choose.
Let's go for the... I like this one. Okay, so then this tail of wire, which I should have left a bit longer, I'm going to thread through, and I'm going to thread my gemstone onto there. So take my shard, thread it through, and just position it into what effectively we've made as like a cap. I'm going to sit it into there, and then pull that, thread that back up through, and we use that to secure it in around the loop. So make that a bit wider. So use that thread there, and if you had it longer it'd be much easier to work with, and then you can wrap that around to keep it nice and secure. Okay, and then we're going to use the remainder of this weave to go around the top of our gemstone, and you just allow it to helter-skelter down the gem like so. Keep that wire on until you're ready. And if you want to add more weave, you can continue, because that's maybe a bit short, but you can keep the bare wire, it's up to you. And then the two wires at the bottom, you're just gonna put into whatever shape you want. So I've done a spiral on mine. I'm gonna spiral this one so it applies at the end, roll it into a loose spiral, and then maybe the other one you want to do a little tighter spiral, maybe the opposite direction. But again, this bit is completely up to you how you do the end, and I guarantee you'll never have two exactly the same, which is the beauty really of making your own jewellery. So let's chop that off, tuck all your ends in, and then you've got a pendant.
That is absolutely gorgeous.
Just thread it on some chain and you're away. Can you imagine how many you would get?
Well,
I'd love to count.
Well, that's half of your strand, and you've got, I don't even dare guess, what, 30 there? 25, 30 there? Yeah. You've got loads here.
Loads and loads and loads.
Even if you sold them for £1 a pop? Well, you would, but even if you did. Oh, thank you so much for showing us that. I want to show you, if I may, an alternate.
Oh, they're nice.
They're really beautiful, aren't they?
I would love those alongside the big.
Because they're the same colour as the big shards, but they're kind of the same shape as the smaller shards.
I would love them together.
Take a little look at this strand for me, please, ladies and gentlemen, because I think it is glorious. How great will this go with the beading threads you got in the selection too, if you did that initial weave that you showed us?
Yeah, and crochet. I mean, they're great just to crochet with, simple chains, putting them all together, they look lovely.
Just at random intervals?
Yeah. Smashing.
With these, you can see you have got the different elements of colour, so it's not just blue. You'll be able to see kind of at the edging, you can get the gold and you can get pinks at different elements and different areas. It's really multi-tonal effect you get with these. If you want to add these to the kit, what a great way to do it, because like we said, it goes with the colour of the large ones you get in the kit and got the shape and the size of the smaller ones you get in the kit. So do add this one to your order. It's going to really tie it all in together. £7.95 is that price point for you on this today. And again, there's absolutely oodles on there, 350 carats worth in total. So if you do want to add them to your basket, 0800 644 655. They're stunning, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Absolutely gorgeous.
Go nicely with your opal. How's that going?
Well, the chain is... I've woven the chain together, so I've got a
that
base.
Looks beautiful.
So I've got a base, and then these are going to hopefully be channel set in between two lots of chain.
Well, I better give you a bit of time to work on that
Better
then.
had, really,
About an hour. Is that right? Oh, no, but I have to say yes. I'm going to be back with Jem and her amazing creations. Thank you so much for showing us those. I always appreciate it. I'm heading on over that way now because I want to bring you a star by. I've got so much for you. Coming up in the final hour of this show, and right here, right now, it's something for all you, I would say, chainmail artists. You're going to love this. All of you polymer clay artists, you're going to like this too. I've got Debbie Bulford on with me tomorrow, by the way, doing polymer clay, really beautiful things for our Australian day. That's tomorrow. But also I would say, even if you're just someone who wants to create something that looks individual and different in a real short space of time, then these two could be for you, because these are a star by deal in our tri-squares jump rings. Sorry, I was looking at them thinking they were a triangle. They're quite clearly not. These are squares. You have got a big amount of your jump rings here, ladies and gentlemen. You really, really do, because you're getting around 100 of them in total. These are your closed jump rings, so very, very sturdy, a continual piece of metal, which is created with round wire to make these square shapes. If you want to use these in your chainmail, then you absolutely can. Easy to be used in a place where it says use a closed jump ring, then you can use these and you know that they're going to be secure and stay in place. But what I love with these also is how you can use different cords with these. Imagine getting the likes of a ribbon and just kind of sewing, let's say, through, in and out, each of them, kind of attaching them together. You're going to get this really beautiful, almost concentric look with these overlapping on top of each other to give a really wearable piece to look super glam all the time. If you want to add these to your order, now is your opportunity. £7 today, your price point is just £4.95 for 100 of these, ladies and gentlemen. I love the way these sit, and of course if you did want to use these, say, on the likes of your wire or your chain, they're going to sit on a diagonal, so they're going to look diamond-like in their appearance, so it's going to give a really beautiful look, I have to say. I quite like the idea of these as well set into the likes of your resin, which is really, really easy to do if you wanted to. And another great thing with these is if you did just want to add a simple rosary link in between each one, then that's going to give a lovely look. Father's Day is coming up soon, ladies and gents, on the 19th of June, and I think because of the way these look, you can get quite an industrial unisex look with these ones, which I think dads of many ages would quite enjoy. £4.95 for you. I've got lots of you with it in your baskets, I can see. Nice to see you. I'm being encouraged to remind you to check out producer Toby, just reminding you, whilst you have the opportunity, it's a great idea if you can to check out, because already we are getting lower in stock on these ones. They're going to go great with so many of the pieces we've had today. They really are. Even the likes of the earring stand that we did, I can see these being really nicely shown off with that £1.95 ring stand. They'd be lovely with some really high shine gemstones, such as the likes of the Imperial topaz, perhaps, would go really nicely with this. Imperial topaz, the one that gives you the opportunity to, it can kind of change its colour, as it were, in lights, different light shades. I quite like the idea of this one with that silver because of the crispness of the colour of the gem. We had that one on for you earlier. It would go great with those topaz as well. I've got coming up for you a little bit later on. Now, I've got time for a couple more treats for you before we head on into the break. So I'm going to do so now, because in our final hour we've got so many goodies that we're really just going to try and get our head into gear, and we're going to be really bringing you loads and loads of treats. I'm bringing now Spinel. Now this is the Spinel I gave you a sneaky peeky of earlier, and it's so lovely against the skin. I feel like I need a cool down, and this is absolutely doing it for me. This has got a sparkle like nothing else, really. With Spinel, we've got a gemstone that I think we take for granted here at Jewellery Maker. We see Spinel, we see it possibly even daily, but I don't think it's something we should ever get bored of seeing. It's actually a very rare gemstone. much rarer than the likes of your quartz, for example. It's a gem that we get to see it here at Jewellery Maker because we have a good source, we have a good kind of buying team that goes and gets Spinel often, because it's something that you at home love and adore. So it is something we get to see regularly. However, it's not actually something that's that readily available on the market, in particular in a strand that you can work with yourself. Yeah, all right, if you want it in a ready-made ring or earrings, then it's relatively easy to get, but not actually so much if you want to get it in forms like this so you can make your own creations. If you want to make your own creation with this, today is your time. Ladies and gentlemen, your price point should be. Now already that at a should-be price of well, almost £20 is great, but today, for this much sparkle, it's just £12.95 for you. A great deal on something that is very, very special indeed. Don't you think, Jem?
That's amazing. I've been eyeing that up. That's absolutely gorgeous. I haven't got anything like that at all.
No?
No. It's wrong, isn't it? I need to get off and buy that one.
You do. You need to get yourself on them phone lines and treat yourself to something like this.
Gorgeous.
£12.95, a great price too, right?
Yeah, it's amazing. That's going to look so high end, isn't it? It really is beautiful.
What would you be doing with it?
Well, there was some tiny, tiny Spinel earlier that would make great spaces in between, so that you can keep the same colour all the way through. Or those tiny little button pearls that we had earlier would look great in between. Or the faceted zircon there, the microfaceted. What's the microfaceted one would look great as well. And that's fantastic. Yeah, I mean, you can, because it's Spinel, it's black, you can literally put it with anything. And the diopside would look amazing with too.
Oh yeah, we did sell out of that, sorry. But yeah, that'd go really nicely, wouldn't it?
Just, you know, for your high-end, your Christmas wares, your balls, your summer balls, your Christmas balls, it's something that's going to come out of your wardrobe time and time again, like your black shoes. My black heels, 9 times out of 10 I end up wearing those, even though I've got every colour under the sun.
Yeah.
Like the same with your black jewellery.
It's the go-to, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Well done to all of you who got that. Lots of multi-buyers on that one. Unsurprising, because it is a bargain. One more really quickly before we head on into a break for our final hour. Peridot drops for you. Go really nicely with that green amethyst I did for you earlier on. I feel like peridot's being seen less and less. Anyone else? It's because we started getting such great quality that we sold out in bigger batches than we ever have done before, and now our stocks are low. That was Ben's. If you didn't like that one, it was direct to Ben, so please blame him. If you did like it, you're welcome. This is a really beautiful, high quality Chinese peridot, and what that means is you're getting back palettes in this of golden and citrus lemon hue. If you want to treat yourself to this, it is a very, very special idiochromatic gem. That means it only comes in one basic colour, but you can get lots and lots of different colours behind it. In this case, as I've said, those gorgeous golden tones. If you want to add August birthstone to your collection, and don't forget, it's coming up round the corner, especially if you're a crafter, if you're a maker, coming around the corner. August birthstone here for you, ladies and gents, naturally formed, mind you. Your price point today is just £14.95 for you. A really lovely deal on this, and a really, really zesty peridot. What do you think, Jem?
I think it's gorgeous colour. I love peridot. There's nothing, I don't think there's anything quite as fresh as peridot. And especially I love it teamed with white. It just looks so fresh, and it's like snowdrops, isn't it? It's that first peak of spring it reminds me of. It's gorgeous.
Hillary's on board with that as well, saying I've just received these peridot and they are gorgeous. Hillary, when you opened it up, was it a little bit like a sparkling summer beacon? Like summer's nearly here. It is that feel, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. It's happy, isn't it? Vibrant and happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, gorgeous.
I love this gem, I really do. Very, very special indeed. And don't be afraid of the colour. I understand it's a colour that perhaps we don't get to see around that often. But that's what I love about gemstone jewellery, the fact that even if this isn't a colour that maybe you go for every single time, because of how delicate and how beautiful these are, you only need 1 or 3 to get a really nice impact without being over the top and having to change a whole wardrobe to match it all. A real stunner of a strand there, and a great quality at £14.95. Now, our craft show day continues after the break. I'm going to bring you deal of the day recap, 3-strander. Stay tuned to have a proper look at those. I've also got more deals to make your craft show days hopefully more profitable for every single one of you. So stay exactly where you are, because I'm going to be back with the gorgeous gem and that natural opal in just a few minutes. See you on the other side of this highly informative break.
I think when I look back on it, I think I was brought up as a beader, not a jewellery maker, a beader. Because, you know, we always had my granny's button box and lace box, and, you know, you could go through her beads and put them all together, string them, you know. Jewellery maker is quality, and if you want the quality, that's who you've got to go to. I like your presenters and the certain ones. Yeah, and it's a shame it's so far, because I'd like to do loads more courses. But yeah, I will always be buying from Jewellery Maker. I am that sort of person with energy who likes to jump from medium to medium. Depending on what day of the week it is, depending on what I feel like. I find I work differently if I'm sitting in my workroom at the table than I do when I'm sitting with a tray in front of the television. But yeah, no, I would say to new people coming in, if you are looking at genuine gemstones, it's got to be Jewellery Maker. I would say look at the bundles, because I think you do some really good bundles. And press the button quick and buy them. You know, don't wait to think about it, because I think that's one of the big things, is if you wait, it's gone. You can always order, and what I usually do is I'll order, and I'll have other things in the back of my mind that I can add to that order to get your postage money's worth. Yeah. And if I don't like it, I can send it back. But I think that is the way to buy.
I think Labradorite, when you think about it, is as beautiful as a diamond, because it gives you, for me, more amazement than a diamond. You look at it and it does something really unexpected, like a lightning bolt.
Labradorite is one of those gemstones from Jewellery Maker that is always going to be a top seller. The Labradorite that you get from Jewellery Maker has got extreme amounts of labradorescence. The colour saturation is just superb, and that's really indicative of the quality that we can get for you here at Jewellery Maker. It seems to reflect your moods as well. Whatever kind of mood you're in, whatever you put it with, it seems to bring out those gorgeous colours, so it really is a true chameleon gemstone.
Get creative with Mark Smith with his Craft Fair DVD. Mark guides you through 6 sections of fascinating techniques that sell the best on his very own successful craft fairs. He concludes this DVD by sharing his own tips and hints that make his own stalls very popular. To get your hands on a copy of this fantastic DVD, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Get creative with Jewellery Maker. Did you know when you book on a Jewellery Maker workshop, you are given exclusive access to our Jewellery Maker shop? You can browse through special items and offers, be privy to selected discounts and deals that you can't get at any other time. Shop whilst you learn and grab yourself some amazing offers. For more information on workshops and available dates, contact our call centre.
Welcome back to Jewellery Maker!
Thank you! Deal of the day, everybody! Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you today? That's lovely, Michael. That's Michael Tekop. How you doing? How you doing, Michael Tekop? first name Michael, last name Tekop. Amazing you came into this job, really. It's so lovely to see you all today. Deal of the day. It's not Michael, although I'm sure many of you might hope he would. I have got for you a trio of these gemstone strands. Oh my goodness. I'm just going to ask you, blues. I'm joined by Gemma Crow. Blues gem. How do they make you feel?
Just relaxed, maybe is the right word. Yeah, they put you in mind of the sea and the sky, don't they? So
yes.
Yeah, I think they can either be romantic, depending on the blue, so that a night sky blue, or they can be sort of zesty, can't they, like a sunny sky blue.
Definitely.
So yeah, they and everybody loves blue. But well, pretty much everybody loves blue.
Yeah, you're right. Most popular colour, blue is. 33% of people in the UK would classify it as their favourite colour.
Yeah.
That's a big percentage, really, when you think 33% is the highest.
There's only 77% left to go around all the other colours.
All of the other colours,
so,
yeah. It's amazing, a big amount. I'm bringing to you a real special selection right here, right now, and I have to say, I have brought you this collection before. I brought it to you when we first got this, and I think I was the first person to launch this with you. I was. And can you tell me what price I launched it at? $39.95 was the launch price. It's not going to be that price for you today, although I have brought it to you at that price point before. I'm going to start off, ladies and gentlemen, with this strand of Cayanite. Cayanite's not something we get to see so often, in particular with this look, which is faceted. Why do we get to see faceted Cayanite that often? Well, essentially it's because of the structure of this. It's a structure that not so long ago, when lapidarists, those are people who essentially work on the lap to cut and shape gemstones, gem cutters, when your lapidarists started to work with this and they didn't quite understand how it was created and how it was formed and how it was layered in its structure, then essentially what happened is they were getting huge pieces of rough, they were trying to cut it, and then that whole part would just basically disintegrate. And then on the other side, you've got all of these layers. It's very much like a deck of cards. And as soon as you even polish those in an inappropriate way back in the day, again, the stacks would just peel away essentially. So it's something which we couldn't facet for a very long time. Even nowadays, the vast majority of Cayanite on the market will be in the cabochon cut. It won't actually be faceted like this. So a very rare opportunity to get a gemstone from essentially the top of the earth in many instances, and to get it today with that beautiful high shine facet, which just plays with the light and the colour beautifully. I've then got a very, very, very special iolite. Now this is absolutely sensational. I hope you can see this. Pleochrysum. What I'm talking about here is when you see gems at different angles, they can give you the opportunity to get different colours. I hope you can see this. I'm just going to take a really small section. It's going to be hard to see it in here because you're looking down through that camera in a moment. You're on camera 1. That's going to be camera 2. Hello, camera 2. Oh, so that one's going to be camera 2 there. And please don't get close to my face though. Michael's going far away. Hello. Yeah, camera 2. That's camera 2. And when you look at this, you're going to be under 40 times magnification. And because of all the different layers in all of those different kind of layers of glass within there, because you see that, it alters the colours and how you can see it. So I'm going from camera 1 to camera 2 to camera 3. And we're going to be having a little look at this stunner of a strand right now. 40 times magnification. I hope you can see it. Sorry, that was my mouth. That was weird, wasn't it? Sorry. That was my kind of thinking noise. Oh, I think I just caught a little bit of it then. I think I'm trying to show you the pleochrysm. And you will be able to see it in some of them, which is essentially, as I'm twisting it and turning it, you've got some that go blue, and then I twist it and turn it more and you get these antiques bronze colours. Genuinely, you could see it in this strand better than some. Can you see it in some of them? It's really hard under this light situation, but just trust me on that. Gorgeous amount of different colours you get with this, and again, not something you can get with every Cayanite. It's only on the real top quality stuff, and this for me absolutely is. And now finally, I'm going to bring to you tanzanite. What's the situation with tanzanite? Do we keep our eye on it? I told you probably about 2 months ago about, in fact maybe slightly less than that, I don't remember if you remember, but we did a Treat Tuesday and my question was about the 2010 Mineral Act on tanzanite. Do you remember? And essentially it was talking about how the 2010 Mineral Act has been revised, let's say, and they're essentially looking now at closing down any mines that maybe aren't as productive as others. Well, it's happened. Officially, it has happened, ladies and gentlemen. June the 3rd. What did I put? June the 3rd. Yeah, June the 3rd. It officially happened. Do and feel free to do your own research and have a little look. But on the 3rd of June, which is obviously a couple of days ago, it is the government in the Tanzania area have banned mining. Full stop. It has happened. It has officially happened. They have banned mining completely for tanzanite in that area. Do your own research. Do feel free. But absolutely and completely true. It has been banned. Now, obviously, it's a one locational gemstone, and they've banned it in this area because they're not entirely sure that everyone has the right documentation, the right kind of legislation, I suppose it were, and the right permits to work in those locations. So the government has banned mining for tanzanite until they get around to look to essentially give the A-OK, you've got all the right paperwork, and if not, they're staying closed. That means, and is seeing to mean, obviously it only happened a few days ago, a massively detrimental effect on the amount of tanzanite we're going to be getting. It's going to have an effect. It's going to, in particular if it continues for much longer. So, you have got here that gorgeous tanzanite, really beautiful brightness and freshness of colour there for you, which goes perfectly with that pleochrysmic iolite, that beautifully faceted Cayanite, and they all tie in sensationally with that now government banned mining of your tanzanite. Do you want to get your hands on it today? I launched it at $39.95 today. We're bringing it to you for £10 less than that original launch price. That's working out less than £10 per strand for you today, ladies and gentlemen. A trio of true treasures, I think it's safe to say. It really, really is, because you've got none of these are the most common gemstones in the world. You've not got anything in here that's vastly available. And like I say, if you do want to do your research on your tanzanite, do feel free. If someone reminds me, I can post up a link of it on my Facebook page, the articles that I've looked at, if you want me to. So do feel free to do that. It's just £29.95 for that trio of real rarities and true beauties. That, ladies and gents, is your deal of the day. And if you want to treat your hands to it. Just pick up the phone and treat yourself. Well done, everybody. Great deal there at just £29.95, deal of the day. Okay, bringing to you now multicolored beryl. You're a fan of multicolored beryl?
Yeah, beryl's lovely. It's so subtle, isn't it? Feminine, pretty. Yeah, all the pastels. It's gorgeous.
Wow, there's big strength to this.
Yeah, there is actually. It's not as subtle as some, is it?
No.
Yeah, no, it's gorgeous.
Good saturation, really good saturation. Saturation is an aspect of colour, and it essentially means the power you get from the colour, the amount you get from a colour. Let's think of it in colouring terms. Imagine you got your box of crayons and you're doing your, I don't know, your adult colouring books or whatever you're doing, and you're shading really lightly, very delicate touch, just brushing over the area. And then imagine you want to do an outline, and with the same pencil, you're really getting in on there, putting lots and lots and lots of pressure on. It's like that. The hue stayed the same, it's still blue or whatever the colour of the pencil was. The tone is still going to be the same, it doesn't all of a sudden turn black or white, the tone stays the same. It's just the amount of saturation between a light shading and a really, really, really hard sketch outline. This has got great saturation. Not something we see in a multicoloured beryl, and therefore to be able to see the arrows coming in on this, therefore bringing the price down, is a great, great deal. You ready for this, ladies and gentlemen? Multicoloured beryl, your price point today. £8.95 for a highly renowned gemstone. This is a great way to get the kind of craft show day, to get your craft stall noticed, to be able to kind of stand out from the crowd, because people understand the names such as your morganite and your aquamarine, and you can see the hues in here because it is so nicely saturated, and that saturation, need to point out, is real. It's a natural occurrence. It's Mother Nature doing that for us, nothing to do with us whatsoever. So a really great way to, I would say, add diversity to your craft stalls. A really wonderful deal. Said diversity strange there, do apologise. Diversity. So do treat yourself to these as well as you can. Speaking of diversity, anyone see the final Britain's Got Talent? No? Tumbleweed. No. Did you not see it? It was the magician who won it, yeah. He was very good. You don't like magicians. Toby, how can you not love magic? Because it's not magic, is it? It's not fake. It's trick of the eye. Could you imagine me as a magician?
No.
No. It'd be really difficult, wouldn't it? It's really difficult magic.
Yeah, I think it's extremely clever. I know it's not really magic, but still, you've got to admire it. It's clever.
Definitely. Did you used to have a magic set when you were younger, Gem?
Yeah, absolutely. And I loved Paul Daniels.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. I had the Paul Daniels magic kit myself. Did you know, Michael? Michael, yes. Yeah. And you got all the little sponges in there, and like the little cups, and the little balls and everything. Yeah, you're right. Oh, anyway, tying that back in. Add something magical to your basket today at just £8.95. Well done, absolutely everyone. A great piece of diversity here for you to make your craft store stand out. Nice work to you all. Okie dokie, ladies and gentlemen, loads more teeth coming up. Ethiopian opal. Wow, really? Great deal. Ethiopian opal. Oh, wow. Oh my giddy. That is phenomenal. Wow. Wow.
That is gorgeous, isn't it?
That is absolutely stunning. That's without this shaded. I do want to hasten to add. Bear in mind for me, opal doesn't thrive in fake, big, huge fluorescent lights like the one in here. So you know that when you get this home, you're going to get even more of that opalescence. Wow. It is so intense that actually as I place my finger behind, I can actually see the lights dancing on my skin. That is beautiful. Let me tilt it slightly for you so that you've got it against this black background so that you can see all of those different colours. Colours you're looking out for, the likes of greens, the likes of golds. If you could see any reds or pinks, it's one of the rarest colours of opalescence you've got on the planet, and therefore very, very unusual indeed, and usually very highly priced. I've got so many different types of opalescence. Can we all see different types? I've got flash, I've got almost ribbon, almost. I've got pin, lots of different types in here, which goes to say great quality for you. If you want to add this to your basket, please do, because we're very, very, very low in our effect. You've very low indeed. It's something which realistically, the mainstream of this, the main strip of this, that Wellow mine has now closed down. We're at the outer edges, really, the area where we're getting minimal. So if you do want to add this to your basket, you know you're going to get something that more than likely the experts are suggesting you won't be able to get in 2 years' time. So do try and get it whilst you can. AAA grade Ethiopian opal. Get your authenticity for this if you can. You have got a real exceptional deal. When I bring you opal, I always want to try and bring you a variety. I always want to be able to bring you a diverse amount. But I want to be able to bring them to you in the best price that I can. I think a lot of us here presenters will have that kind of go-to strand that we love and adore, and we want people to fall in love with as much as you do yourself, because it's like when you watch something good on TV and you want all your friends to know about it, you know, it's very similar to that. I want to give you the opportunity now to own something so executive. You can see the price yourself, £120, but I want us all to be able to try and own something of this quality. It's AAA graded, so I'm going to make this as affordable as we can. Please bear in mind that the price point I'm about to show you, if we were even to take another penny or two off, we would be paying you to take it off our hands. That is £50 off. In fact, even more than that, isn't it? Your price point today is just £59.95. It's £60 off. Just been told. £60 off.
That's more than half price. Less than half price.
That's astonishing, isn't it?
That is astonishing, and that quality is superb. It's worth every penny of the higher price tag and more. Gorgeous.
You're not going to have to do loads with it, are you?
No, I would get some gold, some of our solid gold findings, and make earrings, and you could probably make your money back on one pair of earrings in gold.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it you can keep for yourself.
The rest of it you can
keep.
Guilt-free. Yeah, guilt-free keeps.
Yeah.
And there's 3 in baskets now, and I do need to just forewarn you that that price will double at 8 o'clock. I don't want anyone to feel let down if maybe they do have to pay the £120 price point. It is worth it. I can tell you that with a big smile on my face and honesty in my heart. But today at £59.95, it's just an extra treat. I'll be honest with you. It truly, truly is. Do get your hands on it whilst you can. Lots of people purchasing this. Another one's been added to your basket, and just to let you know, there are people on the phone for this. The great thing for me about this is I'm looking at it now, loving it, but I know that when you get this home, you are going to be blown away, because it's going to look better in real life than it does on your screen. And I know that without a shadow of a doubt, because I've seen this strand in usual lighting circumstances. I'm going to pop it on my hands now just to try and shadow it slightly. Where's the light? There it is. Shadow it slightly, but still, even this isn't going to give you the amount of colour that you're actually going to get from this. It really is exquisite, and I want to say congratulations to everyone who's managed to own this. What a treasure that you can treasure for years and years to come. Well done, absolutely everyone. A stunning deal there. I've got a strand very similar to this. I have to say mine's not quite as high quality as this one. It's that one, and I have to say I've created a rainbow drops basically. I've made them look like rain drops, and they've got this gorgeous array of colour in them, and it's like, I call it rainbow drops. It's a rainbow drops necklace, and it works perfectly. Really nice stone. Well done to everyone. Absolutely beautiful. £59.95, a sensational deal there for you. Love that. And don't forget, I did the Imperial zircon with you earlier on, and I think if you wanted something a little bit unusual, then these could work really well. I keep talking to you about the micro-faceted topaz. Well, that's coming up for you in around about 7.2 minutes or less. So do stay tuned, because they'll be with you within just a few blinks. Okay. Black acrylic necklace display for you now, ladies and gentlemen, because it is our craft show day, as you can see here. I brought to you the earring stand earlier on. I'm now going to bring to you the necklace strand, the necklace stand. What do you like about this necklace stand, please, Gemma?
They pack away nice and small, so you can pack them away easily, transport easily, and they've got a nice lustre to them, so if you've got something on them, you're going to also get that sort of shine on the background too, like a mirror. Can you clean them easily? You can hang multiple pieces on there.
Is that important that you can clean them easily?
Yeah, because you know, you're going to get sticky fingers, and you know, people eating donuts on the way around their craft fairs and then picking up the jewellery, and they're going to get it on the bus. You know, so yeah, you need to clean them. You know, and sometimes you might work onto it as well, so you're going to, you need to keep them clean.
You need to keep them nice and clean, and this has your opportunity to do so. As you can see, it's got a slight arch to it, so that you can get a really kind of beautiful high shine look to these. You've got a really beautiful kind of high shine finish to this. So high shine you can even kind of see the desk detail to this, can't you? Because you can see the desk on this. It's great to have that amount of high shine, obviously for the likes of your photography. If you want to treat yourself, nice opportunity. Price point today, £3.95 for you today, ladies and gentlemen. A really wonderful deal on that one. Great for you as well, not just for pieces like this, but also for the likes of your earrings. These ones are the ones from our deal of the day that was worked on by our lovely but in beader. But you know, you can use these, you can have your earrings on there and your necklace as well if you wanted to, so and even a bracelet actually, so lovely workability there. Right here, right now, I'm going to bring to you something a little bit special. It is those very delicate, highly faceted sparkle makers. Stand by. I always get excited when I see a little golden box. And it is so, so deserved of it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a highly desirable strand if you love any or all of the following: workability, sparkle, clarity, high-grade gemstones, affordable prices. Yeah, have you got lots of ticks there?
Yeah, loads of ticks.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is your micro-faceted topaz. I love a micro-faceted gem. We don't get to see them often because it is hard as you like to be able to do it. You've got to imagine holding on to a 2mm size gem with a high-speed lathe going around and just knocking off tiny, tiny, tiny little shaped facets of these gems. It takes years and years and years worth of practice, training, skill to be able to do something like this. But it's worth it because of that amount of shine you get. What do you like, Gem, about a micro-faceted gemstone?
Just how incredibly sparkly it is, but not imposing. Do you know what I mean? It's gonna add sparkle to your design, but it just hides, doesn't it? So it's not gonna impose anything. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous.
I've got something which will definitely give you that sparkle. Do you think that's appealing to a lot of people?
Yeah, most definitely. And the other thing as well, with doing the seed beads and things now, you know, it's great to add those in. You've got your gemstones in there then, but in a consistent small size. So that's, you know, brilliant.
I'm just looking, decent sized drill holes to be able to use them in those beaded designs actually.
Yeah, well, you're going to get your fire line through there for sure. I mean, you've got a beading thread through there, probably a 0.38, so you've got probably quite a good size drill hole on there.
To be able to get your gems in. If you love a bit of sparkle, then what a wonderful opportunity this is. White topaz, I feel like we don't get to see that often, but you know it's going to go great with so many different gems because of that purity of back palette. And as Jem rightly said, you know, it's not too imposing, it's not over the top, with not only its sparkle but also its size and the quality of the gem. If you do want something to add a little bit of zest, a little bit of zumph, a little bit of bump to your pieces, then this most certainly could be it. It's going to do it in a delicate manner, but boy, it's going to do it well. Your price point today is rolling down. Now I just want to state that the quality of this for £15 is epic. Actually, starting price usually I would expect for a micro-faceted would be way more than that, and most certainly way more than this £11.95 for you. What a great opportunity to get your hands on this eye clean gem, and it is absolutely eye clean. Bear in mind, on camera too, you're looking at this with 40 times magnification. Is it filled with spots or blots or anything? No, it's not. Camera 2, you can see 40 times magnification and still you cannot see lots of inclusions in there, and that's because it's so high end. Don't forget for me, if you look at something with a loop, which is something we essentially look at a gemstone with, that's only 10 times magnification. Right now, right here, 40 times magnification on this, ladies and gentlemen. A really sensational opportunity. $11.95, ladies and gentlemen. 10 carats worth at that price. What do you think of that gem, please?
I think it's incredible for the amount of work, let alone the prestige of the gemstone. You know, the amount of work involved in creating that for that price is phenomenal. And I think, I was saying earlier, I think the more delicate something is, the more sort of expensive it sort of seems or appears. Because you don't expect to have huge diamonds, do you? So if you see a great big diamond, you don't actually think it's real.
A diamond, you're right.
So, you know, in some ways that looks more expensive than a great big, you know, carat weight.
Yeah.
I would go for that cut over carat weight, yeah.
Absolutely. Amanda's totally agreeing, I've got to say as well. These are awesome, so delicate and pretty, goes with everything. Amanda, I'm completely on board with you with this, because I think of that back palette with these, because of the tonality of these, you've most certainly got something that's going to go with anything, because it's going to kind of magnify almost the other gems that you're working with, the other colours you're working with. For example, the Deal of the Day trio, if you're working those in between, you're going to get that blue from the gems emitting through, aren't you? Kind of magnifying it. Final chance to purchase on these ones. Well done to every single one of you. Very high-end white topaz micro facets on those at just $11.95. Congratulations, one and all. And don't forget, haven't limited your availability to multi-buy if you so wish. 0800 644 655 to call our call centre and add another to your basket. Well done, absolutely everyone. Okay, bringing to you right here, right now, some rice beads. Is this the same strand we had on the other day when me and Jem were working together? The waist bead shape, yes, it is.
Yeah.
You said you had this strand, if I recall.
Yes, I've got those.
What did you yourself purchase them for? Because let's face it, you have so many gems to choose from.
I know.
Why this?
Because I love ruby, for one. I just think it's absolutely beautiful. It's very unusual. I've never seen it cut like that before. I've never seen that shape in ruby. The size of them, they're huge and they're great value. I know roughly what the price will be. And the colour, and also that shape is perfect. It makes flowers, it makes leaves, it was great on vines. They tessellate, or they make just a great graduated neckline piece if you want to be, keep it simple.
Yeah.
I love them.
And quite rightly so, because of all of the things you've just mentioned, makes it a really standout strand.
Yeah.
We don't get to see things like this often, which means this might be the type of strand you're lacking in your stash. If you might have loads of rounds, you might have loads of rondelles, you might even have loads of centre drill drops, but a waist bead shape isn't something we see often, let alone in such a valuable, highly prized gem as natural ruby. And it is natural, it's not filled with any dyed glass or lead-based substance, it's genuine, it's Mother Nature's kind of option on this, and she's opted to give us a really beautiful, intense and highly saturated ruby, and it's our option to give it to you at a great deal. It really is a sensational price point that we've got on this, £11.95. We brought this to you a few days ago and I was blown away then by the price. And once again I am. It's a really high-end, beautiful gem. And off the top of my mind, if I remember correctly, you have got an exceptional history on this, if I remember correctly. Loads and loads and loads of you absolutely loving it. Let me type that in for you. Oh, that's so strange. I can see myself. Never done that before. You have got, I don't know if I do look that good, to be honest. I'm a bit shiny today, aren't I? Let me have a little look. Yes, here it is, look. 5-star rating. 5-star rating we've got on this. So many of you have purchased this and given it a 5-star rating. There's 13 of you who gave it a 5-star rating. And don't forget, it's an independent rating system. So you've basically just gone on and gone, oh, I absolutely love and adore that. And you've loved it so much, you've been inspired to write about it on our website. So if you're adding this to your basket now, that's a great thing to know, because it means that you can buy knowing full well that already lots and lots of people have owned this and had a big smile on their face for doing so, and Gemma Crow is one of them.
Yes, definitely. Absolutely.
At $11.95 as well.
You can't really afford not to, can you?
Treat yourself. Why not? Why not? Start of the month, start of the week even. £11.95. Great opportunity for you there. What I will say is, do make sure when you're putting this into your basket, if you're at jewellerymaker.com, that you are clicking to make sure you're checking out, just because I don't want anyone to miss out on anything they look like, they look and love. If you're putting this in your basket, you're basically just saying, oh, I quite fancy that. You're not saying you definitely want it delivered to you in a few days. So do make sure you're checking out each time. £11.95. Well done. Okay, I'm going to bring you another gem that I know Gem is a big fan of. Faceted or plain rounds. These ones over here. Crocacola. What is it that you love and adore, please, about a gem like this?
It's the depth of Crocacola that I love. That's not it.
I know, yeah. I was looking for a plain round. I know, yeah, that's why I was looking at these. That's why I keep staring like, carry on talking, Cham. I'll have to find it.
It's the depth of colour, isn't it, of Crocacola?
Definitely.
The depth, and the sort of, there's hidden elements to it. You can look right into it and see something else, and there's that pearlescence through there that you can catch sight of now and again. Just that little bit of interest. You never get bored of looking at it. I like any gemstone like that. I think I'm not alone there.
It's very much got a turquoise feel in that sense, I feel.
Yeah. Did we say turquoise of the night sky? We said it was a cross.
Oh yes,
between,
and I thought you said turtle.
Yes.
And I was like, oh yes, turtle of the night sky. It was just the fact that I was completely on board with you. This, ladies and gentlemen, is your Crocacola. Not a gem we get to see so often at all. It's a gemstone from the Congo, a very remote and unique and individual kind of location in the world. Natural opportunity for you here. Your price point today, so rich and sumptuous, should be. But when I say should, that means we're going to roll the price down, and we are today. £24.95 is your closing price on this. It shouldn't be really. It is a very, very rare gemstone. I don't know how many people out there, how many of you, sorry, out there would have known this before we got it here at Jewellery Maker. But it is something which will most certainly on your craft stands make you stand out a little bit, I think.
Really highlight it, you know, put it with some clear quartz either side, or put it on a mirror so that you know, you get that. So people can actually see it, you know. Yes. Really light it up. It's worth doing that with that gemstone.
Totally agree with you. It really is worth highlighting it. If you wanted to put it next to, say, the Imperial topaz, perhaps. The topaz or the Imperial zircon, either or, it's going to really make it pop and sparkle, isn't it? Yeah, to almost highlight it. And actually the Imperial.
It looks great. It's not quite white, is it? It sort of tones it down a bit.
It does.
It's lovely.
Well done, all of you. At just $24.95, I think that really is a deal and a half. And just let you know as well, size on these is 6mm. That's quite a good go-to size, I would say, in particular for people starting out. Would you agree, Jem, a 6mm round?
6mm is a very versatile size, yeah. It's great for beady beads if you want to practice with that. It's great for your ladder weaves. It's great on its own. So, yeah, it's really versatile. It's not too big to use as clusters, and it's not too small to be on its own. So, yeah, it's a great beginning size.
Definitely. A beginner size, perfect for you all. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I've got the Crocacola. I'm going to add a little bit of red to it now. Oh, wow. Price point, me, Toby. Wowzers.
Ooh, what's that? Is that garnet? That's phenomenal.
The quality of that is epic, isn't it?
Yes, that is absolutely gorgeous. Wow.
Let me get a bit of light. Let me hold it up, and therefore you should be able to see a little bit of light.
That is not doing it justice at all. What a shame. That's remarkable, that strand.
That is exceptional, isn't it?
Doesn't show it there, does it?
It's got a lot of purples behind it. There you are. Can you see them there? At the corner of the screen. That's with a natural light behind it. Well, around it, should I say. That is an absolute stunner of a strand. Now, I know already you're a fan of garnet. Is this, as a fan, something you personally would look for? And if so, why?
Oh, yeah, that colour. That's what's made me fall in love with garnet. I like all the other garnets because I love that garnet. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, that's interesting. I do know what you mean.
It's like you love a designer, but you can't afford the big piece, so you get the so you fall in love with all their
pieces.
So I like that with garnet, and that's how it should be. That's the colour it should be for me. That is definitely one of my favourite colours, I think.
And the fact that it is natural.
Yeah. And the cut on it, the sparkle on it. In our screens, it's sort of got a dusty look, but it doesn't look like that at all in the flesh.
Doesn't. It really doesn't.
It's frustrating, isn't it, when that happens?
But don't worry about it, because it means you're going to be wowed by that when you get this through your front door. Let's wow you now. Should be. Oh, excited brows, that happened. Kind of tickled you. What are my eyebrows? £19.95 for you today on that, ladies and gentlemen. Every single one of you pays that final closing price. Lovely to see you all in. I've got multi-purchasers on this. Always nice to have all of you on board with us. £19.95, a really great year, I was going to say. It was a great year. 1995, cracking. Who was around then?
Finished school in that year.
You finished school in that year? Who was around at that time? I'm trying to think. Well-known icons. What kind of tunes are we talking about in that year? Earth Song was number one.
Jarvis Cocker.
Jarvis Cocker. Oh yeah.
Blur.
Oh, Blur,
Oasis.
of course. Oh,
Yeah.
Oasis.
Yeah.
Oh. The Prodigy, yeah, Firestarter and all of that. What a great year. But also a great price, ladies and gents, because it means you're getting very high grade rhodolite garnet for under £25. Do get this home to appreciate it. 30-day money back guarantee. £2.95 postage packaging for the entire day. Not per item. For the whole day till midnight. So do ensure that when you've got this in your baskets, you are checking those out. Well done to every single one of you. 1995. Well done to all of you. Oh, sorry, I'm throwing findings around now. How's the challenge going? I can see you whipping up some bits.
It's not whipping very fast, to be honest. No, I've chosen quite a. I think I've chosen quite an involved technique over here, but we have got a result.
Okay.
Which I can finish.
Well, that's good.
At a later date.
You're not whipping it up.
No, it's
stirring it.
Yeah.
Are you stirring as opposed to whipping right
now?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'm using monofilament, which is not the best idea when you're live, is it?
No, probably not.
But I think it's worth
giving a gorgeous finish.
It's definitely, if I was doing this at home, it's definitely worth the time it's going to take. It's going to look lovely when it's done.
Well, you've got absolutely ages, so don't worry.
Yes. Loads of time.
9-10 minutes. 1995 for you. Well done. Okay. We're going to do a bumper pack for you now of clasps. No, not of stickers, sorry. I've got a bumper pack of clasps. Well, clasps. Is that what we're all... Are they clasps? It's just a bumper pack of clasps and earrings that we've got here for you. Clasps.
Yes.
Discuss.
Discuss. Clasps are very useful things for finishing jewellery.
Yes.
You need a variety of them to match in with your different types of design. Big ones, small ones, ones that are easier to do up, ones that you can do up behind your back, behind your head. There's, you need a variety. You need a variety of colours, styles, and you can make your own sometimes, but sometimes you want a really professional finish, and so, yeah, I buy a lot of my clasps.
Yeah. I think sometimes it makes life easier, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Things like your cord ends. You could make yourself, but a bit tricky when they're just there done for you.
Yeah.
Also, the great thing with other clasps is you can get really quirky, unique and individual designs, such as these hearts or the bang, ding, 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 ding ones, like there. You get such a unique individual look, but it's going to match the colour of your findings because it is all tying in beautifully. Excuse me. This is going to be your bumper pack. So, can I confirm all of the pieces you're definitely going to get? I'm getting 50 packs in total. That's what I can guarantee you. So you may well be getting things such as, it is a lucky dip. So you will be getting a selection of earrings and a selection of clasps. This is just an idea of some of the things we've got. 50 packs in total. And some of them, like this one, you've got 2 clasp ends in there. There's loads and loads and loads in here to really get your hands on and to get a lovely array of colours. The lovely thing is, if you've got a pack like this, you're likely to go, okay, there's a set of your earrings, necklace and bracelet. So you've got a set there of this for you to work with. You've also got in here the likes of, the same with your coppers and your silvers. Can't guarantee you exactly which ones you will be getting, but you will be getting 50 of each. If you want these, your price point today, good price. But if I can make it better, then I will. So I will. Should be £20 essentially, but not today, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, we're going to roll it down. £6.95.
For all of that?
50 packs, 50 packets inside it.
Wow.
For £6.95.
That's really, really great value, and that's That's great, because there's nothing worse than just getting to the end of a piece of making something and then not having the right clasp or finish or ear finding or chain or whatever to put on it. So yeah, that's great stash builder.
Yeah. And what a great way to add it to your, now should have been £20, and £20 are really good now.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
But it's £6.95. How much is that per packet? Yes, Toby. Per packet. He said, I'm getting my calculator out. 13 pence. That is incredible.
How much?
13 pence.
Wow. You know, I had just over 10p in my mind. I was thinking, no, that can't be right.
Yeah.
That's great.
Bearing in mind, this isn't 50 pieces, it's 50 packs. So for example, one pack that I've just got here includes 3 of these cord ends. That's one pack. So all of them, 13 pence. It's phenomenal, that, isn't it?
It is. It is. You'd never find that deal anywhere.
No.
Else. You just wouldn't. That's brilliant.
And not only is it the clasp, you've also got the earrings, so you know you're going to have something that's going to pair in together. I think that is such a sensational treat of a deal, I really do. And I mean, I imagine, I'll be honest, I've never specifically gone out and looked for unusual clasps like this, I don't think, but I imagine finding quirky little clasps like these ones, the kind of hexagonal details, I imagine they'd be pretty
new and unusual ones.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's nice. You don't see, I've never seen those when I've looked elsewhere for findings ever.
It's such a treat in a deal, it really is. If you want to treat yourself to them, now is your chance to do so. Around about 13 pence. I mean, you can't, a piece of chewing gum price, that really, isn't it? And how long's a piece of chewing gum last you? Till the flavour goes? About that long. About that, I don't get that. Is that a joke?
No, the chewing gum.
The chewing gum.
How long's a piece of chewing gum?
How long's a piece of chewing gum? Oh, how long does it last? I was thinking more of the smaller pieces, but that's just me. £6.95 for you. Well done, absolutely everyone. Really good hour findings, I have to say too. You don't get as much of the colour coming off as you might in some areas, and they're all really strong too. Well done to all of you. Okay, bring in now apricots. Pearls. No, not real apricots. Could you imagine if we just branched out into fruit? Bringing to you apricot pearls now, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, these are beautiful. Apricots, apricots. You say potato, I say tomato. Potato, potato. Oh. Apricot. Freshwater pearls. The real deal. I really adore these ones because I love the colour of them. I'm getting more into these quite feminine tones at the moment. I'm loving these absolutely beautiful kind of plush, blush hues that we're seeing today at the moment. I feel like they're creeping in more and more into all of the shops, into all of your high-end stores. These colours, possibly because it's Pantone colour, possibly not. But either way, it is a very, very feminine hue, I would say, with these, because it's not over the top, it's not overbearing, and I think work great with a tan, which is very important, isn't it?
It is.
At this time of year.
This time of year, but the great thing about that colour is it does work with any skin tone, so it'll work if you've got a tan in the summer, or if you're pasty blue, like Fleur describes herself in the winter.
Yeah.
You know, it is one of those tones that goes with everything.
Yeah.
It goes beautifully with my opal.
You're right. It would work beautifully with your opal.
Yeah.
And we will be taking a look at that in around about 3 minutes. This, ladies and gentlemen, is your apricot brush water pearl. Treat yourself to it whilst you can, because the price is going up everywhere. £11.95, ladies and gentlemen, to get your hands on this. Just to let you know that I am going to put this up to my neckline in a moment so that you can see how long it is, because people often ask, how long are your necklace strands? Because we don't tend to give the description on our beautiful pearls, but it's because we always aim to do them at the same length. We don't count our pearls out like I know some people do. We do it on strand length. That's touching at the back, And just to let you know, average length is around about 41 centimetres. So it's going to give a really stunning look and detail. In particular, if you're going to be doing pearl knotting in beside these, which obviously the pearl knots themselves are only really, really small, but they build up over time, over a whole strand. So you're easily going to have 2 left over even, just for a nice little pair of earrings or a nice little nod of a charm bracelet. I think they'll work really, really beautifully. Also, it'll go great with the likes of that zircon I did for you. Oh, look at that. Really lovely blushes that are shown even more with that apricot. That was up for you earlier on if you do want to get your hands on it. And I will say, take this strand out on a date, it deserves it. It's going to look gorgeous in your incandescent light. £11.95. Well done to all of you getting that. Now, just pop that, okay, really nice with that rose-like garnet drops as well that Jem fell in love with. And speaking of Jem, I'm going to mosey on over to her right now. What have you got coming up on the Late Show?
Loads.
Loads!
Clearance.
Clearance. Under 10? Oh,
could you wait until 7 p.m. when I get home?
when you get home, is that all right?
I'll try my best.
He'll try his best, fab. I'm over here with the lovely Gemma Crow, who's given us so much inspiration today.
Yeah.
We gave you 2 challenges, really.
You did.
Well, you kind of asked, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I was a bit greedy, wasn't I? Eyes bigger than my belly.
Slightly,
Yeah.
but we love you for it. Tell us about how the opal first off was to work with. It's up on your screen now.
The opal is delicious. It really is lovely. It's like I said, it has got sort of more of that transparency than some other coloured opals. Do you know what I mean? It's not, It's not as dense.
No, I know what you mean. It's
really
got kind of a translucency look to it. It's almost glowing, isn't it?
Yes, it's got a glow. That's right. It's lovely. It's really lovely, and I loved it. And it's got some lovely morganite colours in there, which has got a bit of a passion morganite at the moment. So, yeah. So I loved it, and it goes great with gold. And I've started weaving it together.
Well done, you.
And I would love to finish it. So
Tell us how you did that, please.
So the 2 lengths of chain here, I just crisscrossed with 0.4 wire to hold them together, so it's a bit like lacing your shoes. And then I then added in the opal by doing the same technique but with monofilament to get it pass it twice through the gemstone, because it has to crisscross and then go either way through the gem. So I've done it onto the one section, and I would do exactly the same now with another rope section there, crisscross it in together.
Oh, I think that is absolutely beautiful. What a high-end look.
I think so. I think that opal just sets it off, and I think the lovely peachy, pinky colours and gold is perfect.
Worked really nicely.
Yeah.
Chains on your screen, and that was brand new. When are you with us next, Gem?
Saturday, I think I'm back.
Lovely. Really, really appreciate it today. It's been fab to be with you. Don't forget, we will take photographs of all of Gemma's pieces. Stay tuned for Under 10 section, and I'll be back with you tomorrow. I'm Debbie Bulford. Have a lovely evening all.